Hello and welcome to the Friday Night Social with me, Graham Hughes, and I'm joined by our friend Chris Ray, former Lib Dem councillor, and also by Mike Dix, who is just awesome. Artist in residence. Resident. Evil.
Yeah.
Yes. Hello, Ernie Burns and Townsend and Diz. And Power to the People with Graham Price, all in capitals. We've got One Angry Pagan in there, who's, I believe, quite chill tonight. We've also got Person Impersonator, Hidden Knight, Reverend Kathy. Chris C is in the chat. Liam is in the chat. Oh, Jenny Robinson's in the chat. Loads of wonderful people in the wonderful chat. If you'd like to join them, just hit that subscribe button. Wait for approximately 1 of your Earth minutes, and you will be able to join in with the chat. But don't be a troll, or we will mute you. And then you just have to watch like a eunuch at an orgy. Okay, talking of orgies. So, like, we're seeing... Oh, here's Gareth. Trickett. How you doing, Gareth? Are you all right, mate? I think he's turning up now. This is what happens when you go out live. Hello, Gareth.
Hi,
Are you incognito? You know your name comes up at the bottom, right?
I am sort of. I'm on my way home.
Oh, are you? Okay. Oh, you can join us in a bit if you want to set up when you're home. Otherwise, it might be a little bit difficult keeping connection. It might be like trying to have a phone conversation going through a tunnel on a railway, in a train.
Yeah.
So, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I'll join back in when I get home.
Okay, brilliant. All right, see you soon, Gareth.
See you in a bit, mate.
Bye-bye. The reason why Gareth's dropping in tonight is he's going to be talking about prisons, because obviously this is the thing that's sort of been quite big. I know we've got other stuff to talk about, but it has been absolutely huge over the last few months, hasn't it? Because the Tories did the right number in the prisons. Do you guys think that there's any saving this? Is there any way out of this that's not going to be an end in absolute fucking carnage and disaster? Chris?
Lots of money. It requires a lot of money. That's the way to fix it. That's the way to fix prisons. A lot of money.
But also it's training as well, because it hasn't a prison opened in Yorkshire and there's like 1,500 spare cells or beds or something, and they haven't got enough staff.
So I'm going to be in an awkward situation because I work for the prison service.
Oh, okay. So are we allowed to talk about that then, or have you signed an NDA?
Well, I've signed the Official Secrets Act and things like that. So
the official, you have to sign. Sorry, go on, Mike.
I was just going to ask whether Chris had been sent here to actually round Graham up and get him back in the cell. Is that?
Well, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that.
The ginger catcher. But yeah, I mean, go on. Tell us about what's happening in Yorkshire then.
Well, so that one's so there are new prisons opening and there are issues with staff. So I was a prison officer. I work doing data and things like that now, so can't go into too much info on that. But having been a prison officer, having gone through the training and having been working inside prisons for around 7-8 years and still in the service but in a different area, yes, training's a big issue, the right staff's a big issue, but this is the same for any industry. But in particular, I'll just put it in a simple way that I've done time where there's people coming in, and I'm 36 now. When I joined the service when I was 25, and when I was an officer, I was about 28 plus. And I'm seeing people coming in, and I'm looking at them thinking, Jesus Christ, you're only a baby.
Isn't that natural though? That's like when you're in sixth form and you see the year sevens coming in, and you're like, how are you so small?
It's how it feels. There's issues like that. There's issues with training. There's issues with, I personally think, the wrong people coming into prisons. You've got people who've got the wrong idea, and you put a white shirt on and you think you're Superman or Superwoman. I'm not sexist.
You mean, sorry, the wrong people going into being prison warders?
Yes, being officers. Yes. The wrong people are going behind bars anyway. That's why they're there.
Do you think that we put far too many people behind bars?
Me personally, yes. There are people
productive.
Yeah, but this is a problem where we're going into politics and what happened with the state in itself, where we're putting people behind bars, and there are people constantly going behind bars because they've got nothing on the outside.
Yeah.
If you've got no home to go to, if you've got nothing there, you've got no safety net, you commit a crime, so you can go behind bars. And it's not the Ritz, it's not
Yeah.
even a Butlins, but
But
it's
it
better
beats
than
being on the
being
street in winter.
yeah, it's better than being on the street. You do get 3 meals a day.
Yeah.
You get two
I,
warm
I,
meals.
I genuinely had a day of considering that as an option when I got evicted earlier this year. I
Yeah.
thought, well,
Commit a crime.
what level of crime do I need to commit to get 2 or 3 years? Basically, it's like, but
But
it's also I tend to agree with that. I think we put a lot of the wrong people in because we don't have a rehabilitation process that works properly. And I was watching a documentary about the is it the Callahans, the drug family from Ireland that's just been arrested and extradited to Ireland. And this and within that story, they're essentially saying that Chris Callahan, the dad, went to prison early in life and learned everything he needed to know about running a criminal network.
oh, Jesus
Basically.
Christ, you learn everything in there.
Yeah. Chris C says, as a former resident of HMP, I fully agree with Chris on the prison officers. How can you expect an 18-year-old to manage a wing full of older prisoners? Well, exactly. Now, Gareth, who was on there, and he'll come back on later, he worked in the prison service. So we've already done a show where we did a program about the justice system. But we'll put a pin in that for now. We'll come back to it. If that's all right, Chris, in a little bit.
Yeah, of course.
Gareth comes back on, because I think it'd be really interesting for you and him to have a conversation about, what can be done, and obviously the stuff that needs to be done right away, because there's not enough spaces, and then the stuff that needs to be done long term, i.e., stopping people from reoffending by giving them something to stay out of jail for. One Angry Pagan, thank you very much for the £5 super chat, kicking it off this evening. A new social contract. How would you do it, and what would you put in? Do we reimagine this union of nations, or just tweak where necessary? Do you like to be tweaked, Mike?
That was the crime I was considering.
Tweaking.
Apparently, you only get a month on remand. Apparently, yeah. So
I think that we should have a thing where 3 of the 4 nations need to agree on something major, constitutional, before it's done.
I mean, listen, I think we should reorganise the House of Lords to reflect devolution, and Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales should have large chunks of the House of Lords, and it should be the same representatives just passing on their votes. We have this conversation so many times that our democracy is largely based on a 16th, 17th century set of rules that we still seem to follow, and uniforms and costumes. During COVID, it really struck me that when they did Parliament via Zoom, effectively, you kind of go, yeah, do that. That's the way to do it, basically. Convert that crappy building into a hotel, build yourself a decent Parliament, and have direct connections, internet connections to all of the major parliaments, and make co-decisions. It's like... But it's like the prison problem, isn't it? I sit here listening to this story, and you think, the Tories and Reform are out there saying Andy Burnham's shit because he hasn't built any prisons in the last 3 weeks since he's been Prime Minister. Everybody wants an instant answer to all of these. It's like hospital beds, isn't it? It's like, we need more hospitals. And you go, yeah, you need 8 staff to manage a hospital bed. So you need to train a bunch of nurses and doctors and recruit. And we're probably going to need to use some immigrants to do some of that, because we're not training enough of them. Basically.
Yeah, because we charge. You got to learn. You got. If you want to get your nursing degree, you got to pay for it, pay for the nurse for it, and then you start your job, which isn't very well paid, and you've got to pay off a massive fucking loan, £50,000 or more. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And we definitely need to be making space in the prisons, because we've got to get Farage and Tyson, Braverman and people in there at some point.
Oh, they'll be interesting to look after.
1 in, 1 out. That's the way we should do it. Let's let some murderers out and put those guys in.
There's an argument that a lot fewer women should be in jail. So few women are in jail for violent offences. It's more of a punishment thing, a punitive thing, rather than rehabilitation, which isn't there, or keeping the streets safe because you're keeping dangerous criminals off the streets. So a lot of women prisoners, and it's only a small minority of the prison estate that are women. It seems mad to have all these women's prisons around the country when there's better ways of dealing with situations where women have gone into. Usually, it's like debt and stuff and robbing stuff just to feed the kids.
So,
and women are going to jail for it.
And I think that's a difficult one because so as you just said, there is such a small percentage of the actual prison estate which are females. You're probably looking 1.5% maximum. To guess off the top of my head, I've seen the figures in past because I've worked with the figures, but the actual number of female estates, and they're not. There are a few that are like prisons as you would think of them, but then others are quite like one of them, which is like an old refurbished stately home. So it's technically a prison, but it's not as you'd sort of think. And I couldn't. It's a weird argument because yes, there are women who go to jail because of, like you've just said, they're stealing to try and feed kids, but in the same sense, there are also men who've gone to jail for the same thing.
Yeah.
And I think
there should be fewer people in jail, full stop.
Chris, that's genuinely a shocking statistic that I wasn't aware of. It's the number is 82,500 men at the moment and 3,300 women.
Yeah.
In prison, 4%.
Yeah.
So it's about four. Yeah.
But they have to have a whole separate prison set up. Viper Scott, thank you very much for the £5 super chat, my friend. In my opinion, just copy Scottish Government's social contract. It has the tax system. Would be a good start, folks. I agree. I mean, I would like to see our system changed. I think it will be under Burnham. Maybe not in this parliament because he doesn't have a mandate, but in the next parliament, he does have a mandate. Well, he will if he gets elected. If they win the next general election, they will have a mandate to do it. If they put it into their manifesto, they can put it to the testo. And for those of you saying, but he could do what he like. He's the prime minister. If he puts a wholesale voting change into as a bill into Parliament and spends 2 years getting it through, it'll get to the House of Lords and they can overrule it or just make it time out like they did with the assisted dying bill. And because it wasn't in the manifesto, Labour can't, or Andy Burnham can't invoke the 1911 Parliament Act, which will allow them to override the House of Lords. They can turn around and say it wasn't in your manifesto. So it'll be a lot of time wasted if we get voting reform now, but it's something that I think that Labour should be thinking about now to put into their manifesto. And I believe there's going to be a royal, what's it called? A royal charter or a royal investigation? What's it called? A royal commission. That's the one. Thanks.
Commission.
A royal commission to look into changing the voting system, which is starting next month. Apparently, that's what I've heard on the war drums. Yeah.
Now, a question, because I probably should know this being involved in politics, but do you really like? Yes, you can argue the social aspect, the whole promise aspect of it, but once you're in government, do you really need to stick to the manifesto in the sense of
for the reason I just said, that the House of Lords will overrule it, or you'll get a handful of twats in the House of Lords. They will filibuster, which is what they did.
Oh yeah, they do that anyway, but they can only filibuster 3 times.
No, but
reform of the House of Lords.
Sorry, go on.
But reform of the House of Lords is in the manifesto.
Yes. Yeah, and they've done that. They got rid of the life peers. Although they've made all the life peers now. So they can say, but you've got to leave when you're 80. Or
these are the bullets that Starmer just failed to bite.
Yes.
Basically right at the beginning. The manifesto actually had quite a few loose promises, like we will reform the House of Lords. It didn't say how.
Yeah.
It just said we will, and he should have bitten those while he got the political capital.
I would like to
did you see, out of interest, did you see the interview with Sue Gray?
Yes. Well, I didn't see it, but I read the highlights.
Yeah, it was really interesting. I mean, she was very nervous about answering a lot of questions, basically, but essentially it was quite a stabbing for Starmer, which makes sense because of how she was sacked as well. But she was essentially saying, terrible politician, terrible leadership, terrible manager.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not
which
wrong.
is what we've
Is
been
she wrong?
saying all along,
Yeah.
But it was
wasn't a
interesting
politician.
to hear it from that
He
perspective.
wasn't a politician.
But the bit that actually surprised me was the terrible manager bit that she was
Yeah.
quite adamant about. That it was really about the way that
doesn't
he
that
dealt
make
with his
sense?
team.
Like he was a barrister. I mean, I suppose he was in charge of the.
Yeah.
He
Well,
was
a barrister is God in their chambers, aren't they? So
I suppose as well when he was leading the prosecution service, the Crown Prosecution Service, I guess he could make decisions and it was up to him to make those decisions. I think he got used to that. And then once you're in government, it's not as easy.
And I think that role reasonably uniquely in government, the head of the CPS is almost like a minister's job.
Yeah, but not prime minister.
Because you can't put a minister in charge of it.
Yeah.
You have a civil servant because that's how we have our separation, like the DOJ should be separate from the president in the States.
Good one.
But you can't have a political appointment as the head of the CPS because obviously you might want to prosecute the odd prime minister, basically, like Boris Johnson.
We've got One Angry Pagan in the chat with £2 super chat. Thank you very much, One Angry Pagan. Land rights reform, take power away from the rich. I mean, it's a lovely idea, mate, but the practicalities of actually doing that are fucking insurmountable. You saw how much the rich squealed and moaned when Labour brought in VAT on private schools. In fact, yesterday on the radio, when they were talking about Harry and Meghan coming back to the UK, they said, of course, they'll be enrolling their children in private school, on which they'll have to pay VAT. And I'm like, they're multimillionaires, like they give a fuck.
Hang on. Breaking news. Harry and Meghan coming back.
Yes!
They are.
And the tabloids are having a normal one.
Brilliant.
I say the right wing are in turmoil. How dare these people come back to the country that Harry is the prince of?
Yes. How fucking dare they? The brass neck of them moving out.
Yeah. It's like genuinely, who cares? But except for I think Jason Arday's family probably grateful that Meghan's coming back. It gives them something to write about instead of him, doesn't it? At the moment.
Yeah. I was going to try and bring up the papers.
It's so blatant now, though, isn't it? Just to go off on a tangent, looking at what Toby Young's been writing in particular this week, they are literally at the point where they can write anything they want. That would have been, I think back to the Rivers of Blood speech, right? And you think, well, at least it was eloquent and it was a speech, and he wasn't.
Okay. We're back. Oh, I'm not back. Oh my God. What? There I am. I'm back.
There we're back.
Hello. Sorry, OBS crashed like a twat. Sorry. We continued the conversation there for a little bit, didn't we?
Well, we did.
Because Zoom was still Zoom was still working. It was just OBS. Welcome back, everyone. Sorry about that. Sorry, where were we? We were talking about Harry and Meghan. And Toby Young. We mentioned Toby Young. So Toby Young gained entry to the University of Oxford after his father, Michael Young, made a phone call to the admissions tutor because Young missed his target grades and received a rejection letter because he didn't get the grades to go to Oxford, but because he was so rich and posh and well-connected, Daddy made a phone call and got him into Oxford. Positive discrimination.
You made a mistake. I don't know if you noticed, but Toby's white.
Yeah, he's white. It doesn't matter he didn't get the grades. Put him in there. And he's leading the charge against Jason Arday. He's leading the charge against Meghan, who actually came from fuck all and made something of themselves. He's fucking jealous. He couldn't make anything out of himself at all. Can't even grow a hair.
I saw a tweet with let's not name him, mainly because I can't remember his name, but it was a tweet in support of the guy that was harassing Jason.
Yes.
And it said he's been suspended from his university place. This is the fucking Britain we live in. And I went, he's in fucking Belgium, basically.
He went to Kent. Yeah. Gareth, hello, Gareth. Hello. You're in the dark still. You look like someone from Crime Watch that's been interviewed about
That's
crime.
great. This is like we're on the crime agents, and you can't reveal.
I think I've seen Gareth before.
Gareth, can you turn your phone 90 degrees so you are horizontal? Hopefully that'll change in a second. Oh no, it won't. You might have
So
to
now I'm just like,
you might have to turn on your rotate screen.
oh
thing
boy,
in your
hell.
setting. In your settings,
Technical-
Gareth. In your
Technical
settings.
issues.
So do you know Gareth? Do you know each other? Chris, Gareth, do you work together in prisons?
I don't think so. No.
Okay. I thought you said you
No.
recognise him.
No. I was more when you said Crime Watch. I was just saying. You
Hey,
know.
Graham, you've
What?
been to Australia. Do you know
Yeah.
my niece?
I do, yes. Shirley. Shirley, you can't be serious. Yeah. Yeah. Good times. We went to Bondi Beach. We went on the Golden Gate Bridge or whatever it's called. Oh, Gareth, that's the wrong one. That's the
Chris
wrong
and
one.
Graham, you've
Gareth,
been in
you
prison.
need to turn your
Have you
camera
been in the
up 90
same
degrees.
cell?
But you need to have your rotate screens to things.
There we
set
go.
up. There
There
we
we
go.
go.
We got it.
Lovely. Yay. Welcome, sir.
Welcome.
Gareth, you've not been on a Friday night social before, have you?
No, I haven't.
It's your
no.
first time. Gareth wrote to me
Yeah,
today
but-
and said, can I come on the show and talk about prisons? And I went, of course you can, sir. You see? You see what happens? See how it works?
Asking shall receive.
So Chris works in prisons as well, or you used to, but he's working in prisons at the moment. And he says
Yes,
the
my
problem is the people who work in prisons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm joking. It's not, well, not quite.
Well,
Not
it's
enough.
one of the
Well,
problems.
you've got too many people there who've got no skills.
There you go. See, you both said the same thing. Were you listening to our conversation earlier?
No, I was driving.
Okay.
And guys, why is that? Is that a training issue or a lowering of the standards? Or?
I think it's a bit of both. It's you've got literally a lot of kids who are just like 18, 19-year-old, no life skills. And because the prisons are that desperate for staff, because when you had the austerity years, in their wisdom, they called off all the experienced staff to save money.
The Tories then.
Yeah,
The
the
Tories.
Tories.
Gareth, could you hold your, sorry to be awkward here and being a terrible producer, but could you hold your phone with your other hand because you're covering the screen?
Sorry, mate.
The camera.
Mike.
But yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I
Mike,
mean-
yeah.
What?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. What says Mike? What? Sorry. Taxi for one. I'll just leave you to it. But yeah, so there's lots to be changed in the prison service. But Gareth, I want to ask you the same question that I asked Chris. Like, what can be done? Like now, because there's too many people and there's not enough jail cells and
They
not enough
need to
trained
look.
staff.
They need to look at breaking the cycle of reoffending. That will free up so many prison spaces because at the minute recalls are done by probation, and you get a lot of time. I think I've said this, when I did the Broken Britain with you, a while back now. If you don't break that cycle of reoffending, you won't stop anything. And you need to also look at why people are being recalled. And it's often for just stupid reasons. And you're thinking, probation are doing that because their holdings are too big. You've got probation officers with up to 90 to over 100
Gareth,
people on their
can
caseload.
Can I play the idiot in the room? What's a recall and what?
Right.
What's
So when you
probation's
go to prison, say you get a 5-year prison sentence, you'll do 2.5 years in prison, 2.5 years on license. So you'll be released on license, and you'll be subject to conditions of that license, and it'll be like you might as well
report to your probation officer.
report to your probation, or you might not be able to go into certain areas and this, that, and the other. But you sometimes hear of people like 5 minutes late for a meeting being recalled.
Yeah.
And you hear of people who like they missed a bus or they were late back to the hostel by 10 minutes because the bus was late or they missed a taxi or something like that. You're thinking, come on, give them a bit of leeway. I mean, I know they're not the brightest, but give them a bit of leeway for God's sake.
Yeah.
And if you don't give people a chance, if you set them up to fail, you're just going to keep filling prisons up with recalls. And a lot of the time, I think probation are doing it to get their holdings down because they've got, over 100 people on their caseload.
I think that's one of the problems because I know a probation officer who claims to be undertrained and overworked.
Yeah, I probably believe him.
Yeah.
I mean, in prison,
which is one of the problems, isn't it? And we will focus on prisons, but it is this sort of, there are systematic problems, mainly because of all the cuts that were made during austerity, primarily.
Yeah.
But this is long-term stuff. what realistically
Yeah.
can be done now? I mean, do you support the government letting people out after a third of the sentence instead of a half?
I do think for minor offences, things like that can be dealt with in the community. Yeah, we should be letting them out a bit earlier because they can be managed. Your serious offenders, your murderers, your rapists, your paedophiles, keep them locked up for God's sake, please do. But people who've committed things like theft and fraud, where I know it's a crime and it's not nice to have your house broken. I've been broken into and had stuff robbed. It's not nice, but you can manage them with more like a community rehabilitation a lot better in a community than keeping them locked up, where all they're going to learn is more bad habits. I know people who've said when they're going to prison, for say nicking a loaf of bread, they come out knowing how to nick a BMW 5 Series.
Yeah, we talked about that. They learn
we were
a
talking
lot
about that earlier.
in prison.
You learn more skills of how to be a good criminal inside than you ever will outside.
So, but surely, I mean, going into prison and then coming out knowing more stuff, surely that should be pushed towards rehabilitation. So instead of learning how to be a better criminal, you learn how to become a better mechanic, or you learn how to become a better English teacher.
So there is that. So there is that too. So this is an area I'm currently working in. Having been an officer, I'm working where it is the rehabilitation side of education, skills, industries, and there are things being worked on which I can't go into details for obvious reasons, but like getting people experience, getting them qualifications, and trying to getting them guaranteed interviews, and at times jobs on release. And the more you can do this for people, if you get somebody a job for when somebody gets out of jail, and if you can sort it with probation, because like Gareth just said, probation can be an absolute pain in the ass. But if you can sort it where it's like, right, yes, there's a bit of flexibility. Yes, you've got an appointment, you need to go there, but if you've got a job, that to me, common sense dictates that being able to go to your job and sort out a probation meeting at a different time makes more sense, because you've got a job, you're working, and that's going to help keep you outside of jail.
Well, they have what they call the seven.
And also, like in your first week of employment, you don't want to be saying, "Oh, by the way, I need Thursday afternoon off to go and see my probation officer." Basically, it's not ideal, is it?
I mean, Chris, you probably know this one as well, right? The 7 pathways to reoffending. Where you're talking about things like lack of accommodation, alcohol, drugs, kids, things like that. They're the main causes of reoffending. People who are dependent on alcohol and drugs, they haven't got somewhere to live. They haven't got. Because a lot of people are released from prison to nothing.
Yeah, quite literally.
They literally go out the gate carrying a clear plastic bag with all their belongings in. They'll have their release money, however much it is. And I used to watch them at Forest Bank.
Yeah.
They sprint to the end of the road to the off license to go and buy a 3-litre bottle of cheap cider.
Well, of course you do.
And this is something that was brought up this week, is that one of the promises that Andy Byrne has made in the last month is that he wants to end rough sleeping, or at least give people a pathway to ending rough sleeping by the end of the year. And there's a lot of people coming out of jail over the next few months, and they got nowhere to go. Yeah. And a lot of them are going to end up on the streets.
The problem ends up being, though, its location always will end up being an issue. You get released from, you get released from Liverpool jail or Leeds. If there's nothing in that area, it's fine saying we're going to get rid of rough sleeping, and it's a very admirable thing to try and do. But how are you going to do that where we've not got the accommodation as it is? The only thing I could think of is, like we did in COVID, the Nightingale hospitals, essentially just setting up Nightingale bunkhouses of sorts. But again, location becomes an issue because you currently don't have, you can't set up one of them in every single city.
No.
But yeah.
No, I'm with you on that, Chris. I mean, believe it or not, a prisoner actually came to me with a plan, and he showed it me, and he said what he would do, and he showed me his plan. I actually thought there was some merit to it. Have people work in prison for a wage, and say, right, you'll do education, you'll do employment skills, and we will pay you a wage. But what we'll do, you'll pay tax and national insurance on it, so you're paying into the system. We will keep X amount of that money into a bank account. So when you're released, you've got some, some capital.
Yeah.
And we'll also bill you for your food and accommodation. So you've got
It's not
people
a bad idea. And also, looking at the fact, one of the characteristics, you guys would be able to tell me much better, but let's work on an assumption I've got. Knowing a few dodgy geezers, Wayne tells us he might join the chat earlier. I'm not
talking to
connecting
dodgy
those two
geezers.
facts, basically. But the reality is, a lot of these guys are actually entrepreneurial, independent, very good at managing themselves and teams. I won't name any names, but we used to have a next door neighbor years ago, and their son was a boxer, and he got entangled in a world of drugs, basically, as a heavy for them, until he saw his mate killed, and then he kind of just flipped, and then he wanted to be a copper, basically, and he had so many problems trying to get accepted into that world. He now works in finance, so as I keep telling him, well, you're still a fucking crook, it's just illegal, basically. But there were tipping points in his life that if he'd been picked up in the right way, if he'd been moved, I like to think I had some influence over helping him move in the right direction, basically. But it just felt to me like I always said to him, but you've got all these fucking skills, all the skills you're using right now, and you're a big man in that world. So bloody valuable in commerce. Go work. I said to him, go work in finance. It's exactly the kind of thing.
Mike, it's absolutely ingenious what prisoners can come up with to get one over on the system. They will come up with wonderful ways to get one over on you, and you sometimes you have to stand there and just applaud and say,
"Yeah,
I'm impressed."
And I almost think it's like an untapped resource that we're not using in some way. And if we were a bit smart about it, we could say, well, "Hang on." We could build our own AI engine using these guys if we wanted to, because we need a bullshit salesman up the front and a couple of autistic people out back. Basically,
I'm a little bit cagey about the whole making prisoners work side of things, just because that's what they do in America, and it's horrible. It effectively becomes slave labor, and I know you're saying pay them, but also that'll undercut. This is the refuck this week said they were going to force disabled people to go and pick up litter. And it's like there's people employed by the council to do that. They're all going to become unemployed if you do this. And then you're going to have to pay their unemployment benefits. It's going to cost more than just having them do their job. But I would like to see, like I said, about more education. So the deal being you get out earlier, so you get out after a 30-year sentence or whatever, if you get some qualifications above what you've already got.
So on the work aspect, so I get you're completely right in that you don't want to treat it like slave labor. No. So there is already work inside prisons, and that can lead to. So who was actually the prisons minister before, James Timpson? So Timpson's and other companies do work with prisons and set up their own workshops to offer training. I think Halfords has also got the same on bike repairs. And this actually gives...
Watsons as well had a contract with the prisons for a while. I don't know if they still have or not. Packing books.
Yeah, in fact, there's also... so I don't know if it's Costa or Starbucks. A big coffee chain, coffee, tea, whatever. They also teach, about baristaing or whatever the term is. And you've got pub chains literally teaching hospitality. So, and yes, it's probably not the same wages you'd get while you're outside, but you do actually you're learning the skills to be able to get a job when you're out, and you're still producing something as well.
Sorry, we've got some breaking news. Larry the cat has died. That's really shit. That's brought me down. Fucking hell. Oh no, someone just reported it and now deleted it. Okay, Lewis, come on. Don't do that to me, man. All right, no. Larry the cat's still alive, I think. Or maybe it's Schrodinger's Larry the cat. I don't know.
Considering I've got 3 cats, this is not allowed.
Okay.
I don't believe you about Meghan Markle. It's like
no, Meghan's definitely coming back.
Can we get Ground News to sponsor this before we start commenting on stories?
Ground News is pretty good. I like ground. I like TLDR. I like ground news. I like the ones that aren't so sensationalist. I mean, it gets my back up. Everyone on the internet, it's got to be like Trump utterly humiliated by ... And he's like, no, he's not. He didn't even fucking notice.
Oh my fucking God! Look what he's done now. And you go, what? He farted. He farted.
The last 2 minutes of their podcast, you're like, yeah, I don't want to hear the advert at the end. Just I'll turn it off at that point. Yeah. They do some good stuff though.
Speaking of which, though, this episode is brought to you by Yorkshire Tea. Thank you, Chris. Over to you.
Only the best.
Well, I will let's remind you that Lancashire is actually God's country.
Yeah, but you don't have a fucking you don't have a blimp for Lancashire tea, do you?
Hey, excuse me, 1 second,
Wales
Mike.
was God's country.
What colour is the rose of England? Red. What colour's the rose of Lancashire? Red. I rest my case.
Well, that's only because it's all the blood of the Lancashire people who lost to Yorkshire.
We're opening up the war of the. I get accused of still having a grudge against the French. You two, come on.
No, let's restart the War of the Roses. So Lancaster won, and I was born in the Duchy of Lancaster. You know, so technically, I'm. I
wine Philip every Friday on his.
We let you in. We just let you in. We felt sorry for you.
All right, okay.
So Richard III, so he died. Someone stuck a sword up his bum, and then they built a car park on top of him. Bit shit.
What's odd?
It's not. I'm sure that's not how the Ladybird book read.
No. A horse. For a horse.
Do you know what's interesting though? When I was studying Richard III in school, my English teacher was adamant that he wasn't hunchback. That was just made up because obviously Shakespeare wrote in Tudor England, and the Tudors weren't big fans of
Richard's
the Yorkists. They didn't like.
They do actually think he didn't actually have a hump in his back. They think he was actually quite
when
tall.
They found
got
his body.
scoliosis, hadn't he?
Yeah, he did. So he was a bit hunched over. So it was true. There you go. So there you go. And I don't know. Maybe Rasputin was murdered 15 times before he actually fucking died. Who knows? But yeah,
maybe in an alternative universe, Larry the Cat is dead.
Yes.
It's a bit like Elvis. It's a bit like Elvis isn't dead. His concert just hard to get tickets for.
Yeah, that's very true. I keep seeing him in Aldi.
He's just constipated.
Him and Bigfoot.
Yeah, when I was in Iraq, an Iraqi tried to sell me a CD, Elvis Presley's World Tour 2000. I didn't have the heart to tell him he'd been dead before even I was born.
Yeah. Okay. So there's an argument going on in our chat about whether Larry the Cat's dead or not. And Larry the Cat is really fucking old, by the way. I think he's like 21 years old or something mental. He's outlived about 50 prime ministers.
He's been there longer than most prime ministers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Longer than Truss. I mean, there's fucking mayflies that have been longer than.
There's literally a lettuce.
There is literally a lettuce. Good point. Good point. Well made. But yeah, can we just talk about Meghan and Harry coming back for a moment?
Sorry, just very quickly on that one.
Go on.
It would be very possible for us to all predict exactly how Reform, the Tories, the Lib Dems, and the Greens respond to Larry's death. The way Twitter is reading at the moment, I guarantee you that Rupert Lowe's answer would be, this is a terrible act by Andy Burnham, and more than likely an immigrant was involved in this, and we would deport all cat killers.
I would also imagine that's Reform's stance.
Yeah.
Well, Reform don't like the deportation necessarily. They just would never have let anyone in that would kill Larry the cat.
There'll be an immigrant involved somewhere, and it'll be a national tragedy, and we need to strengthen our borders and put the Royal Navy out there.
How can Meghan Markle move to the country when we're all mourning Larry the cat?
Yeah.
We should write our own right-wing newspaper. We could do this.
Yeah, I'll do it. Let's do it. We'll get some money out of him anyway.
Yeah, we could make more money out of it.
As a Lib Dem, I'm going to predict that the Lib Dem answer will be to post an AI-generated image of Larry the Cat walking alongside Paddington the Bear.
Yeah.
Which is what happened with the bin face recently and others.
Yes.
Paddington seems to be a Liberal Democrat now.
What? Paddington Bear?
Mm-hmm.
He's from darkest Peru, so he's an immigrant as well. So
Yeah,
surely
he
Reform
can't vote. We're not going to let him vote. Peru's not part of the real British Empire.
Reform will deport him.
Yeah, of course
Yeah,
they
but
will.
wasn't he shagging the Queen towards the end of her life? Am I getting
Yeah, he
that
was.
story wrong?
No, that's true.
Something along
okay.
those lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had tea with the Queen before she died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know who else is going to get
Tea.
thrown out the country apart from Zia Yusuf once we fuck get in? The King of England apparently isn't British enough.
Yeah.
He's not technically white British because his dad was born in Greece, in Corfu.
I mean, I do like to wind him up, all these good Christian patriots, when I point out that one, our patron saint wasn't even English and never even came here, and two, Jesus is an immigrant.
Yes.
Well, that's the part that gets
and a
me.
refugee.
Like,
And a refugee.
surely we should not be flying the St. George's Cross because, he's a god-awful immigrant.
Well, he's
is.
half, what is he, half Italian, half Palestinian with Turkish blood.
Syrian, Turkish, Palestinian. Yeah, and also
Who are we talking
none of
about here?
those-
Father Christmas.
St. George.
St.
Same
George.
Yeah,
thing. Yeah. So he killed a dragon, did he?
killed a mythical
You know dragons
creature that
don't
never
exist.
existed.
Yeah, but
And
the
so he didn't do
dragon,
that.
Well,
It's a
to
big
be
fat
fair,
lie.
there
He
is a
lied on his
bearded
CV.
one.
He lied on
There
his
is a
CV.
bearded one.
the dragon
and he-
was a Moroccan Egyptian cross, though. That's the important.
Okay.
And he's claimed as patron saint by 14 countries, including
Yeah.
England.
And Barcelona.
Yeah. And Georgia.
And Georgia, which has a St. George's Cross as its national flag, and it had to add extra crosses, which some people like to use. Hello, Wayne, can you turn your phone 90 degrees, please?
Of course it's 90 degrees.
Okay, then
Wayne,
we'll just watch your
we were
sideways
just talking about
Hang on now.
giving.
We'll talk to you like that, shall we?
We were
Hang
just
on.
talking about giving jobs to ex-cons to get them rehabilitated into society. How's your milk round going?
Yeah.
Sorry, is my milk is my camera not the right
Yeah,
way?
you're on your side, mate. You're on your side. You're in portrait mode and on your side.
Oh,
Yeah, I think you need
hang
to
on.
turn
There we
on
go.
auto rotate on your phone.
Yeah, I think that's what's going on here.
You didn't do that. By
So
the way,
there is some breaking news. It's just
Yeah.
in chat, and I'm just reading it on BBC.
yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah. 6-year-old girls died in hospital after getting into difficulty in Sea off of Shoreham in West Sussex. British Palestinian girl.
6 years old.
Yeah. Then all the family died too.
So tragic, and they've got out
And
of
also,
Palestine.
I mean,
And
just,
you know what?
on the tip of what we were saying about stories, did you read some of the comments once it was revealed that they were a Palestinian family?
Yeah.
No, don't.
I'm not, and
it would
I'm
upset me
I'm
too
guessing
much
I
'cause
don't want to.
I want to believe that there are good
Disgusting.
people out there, and I know that
There are.
would not be the way to do it.
You know, I've just doubled my donation to the RNLI because I got fed up with people calling them a taxi service. I went, have you seen what them guys and girls do?
Yeah,
And the independent lifeboats. They
Yeah.
go out in all weathers.
yeah.
They leave the families at
Put
any
their
hour of
lives,
the day and night
put their lives on the line like nobody
to
else.
go and save you.
Yeah,
And you're calling them a taxi service. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm trying not to swear because I'm on YouTube. And I
No,
honestly,
you can swear as much as you cunt and like. I do all the time. Look at Wayne.
well, I
My
know,
favourite
listen,
word, that.
He can't speak with that.
Whoa, he hasn't said a word yet. He hasn't said a word yet.
I was say, Wayne doesn't
Give him a
fucking
chance.
swear.
He fucking does fucking swear. You know the
Wayne,
character of Billy
just try a whole
Butcher?
episode without swearing at all to prove
Is
them
it Billy Butcher in the Boys? That was based on Wayne. True story.
That's got a
Oh,
look
fucking
at
hell,
Carl
right.
Urban.
Talk.
He's basically a parody of me.
It's all right, Wayne. After the first 3 years of us dropping the C-bomb and getting demonetized, they stopped bothering demonetizing us, so we can say what we like now. It's great.
They just go, it's
now
just
they let
great.
anything go. They let fucking anything go now.
Hey, I've been demonetized for life on Facebook. You know, which is really shit because I earned 150 quid last month and I was dead excited. And then I put a comment on Mike Dix's post about something saying that I wank off Latvian sailors for crack, which is obviously a joke, you know.
And I
Latvian sailors. I
reported
mean,
that.
Lithuanian sailors, yeah, but not Latvians. And they took that as promoting drugs, and therefore I've been banned. And the thing is, they say, oh, it's okay, everything go back to normal after a month, right? So I wasted a month until August the 11th. And then on August the 11th, my monetization didn't come back. So I went, I'll appeal to the ombudsman. But you have to do that within 15 days of the incident.
Yeah,
So I can't do that.
Lasts for a year.
How has Facebook got a fucking ombudsman? How the fuck has that happened?
It's
just a
oversight
government
committee or
somewhere.
It's
something.
Nick Clegg.
But the problem is, it's all AI now, and AI doesn't understand sarcasm
Anything.
or satire or context or continuity
AI.
or communism?
I
don't know.
have this week. I have been arguing with Gemini on my speakers constantly. Like, I ask it for a news bulletin, and today it said, "Here is the roundup of the news that's interesting to you, Mike. Reform have won a council seat, which is a landmark election, as it's their first councillor." I went, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Basically,
We also
and he said,
lost-
"Oh, I'm sorry, I've checked it. They've got 800 councillors. It felt like a landslide thing."
I'm gonna have to say this just because you're talking. They've won a council seat. I had the joys of we had a by-election here in Barnsley yesterday.
You lost
I was at the count, even though we just ran a paper candidate. We spent a grand total of fuck all on this election because people tactical vote, and I'm sensible. I'm not running a campaign where we're going to waste money, and also split the vote. And it was glorious to watch Reform after all they've done in 3 months is talk absolute bullshit and just utter crap about flags, and now they're going after climate change because, yeah, I know, let's take over and let's say we're going to do things for people and let's just talk about social fucking nonsense bollocks. Just do the fucking jobs. Fix a pothole. Stop pricking around with flags, you fucking weirdos.
What was the majority, Chris?
Labour got 51 point something% of the vote.
Yeah, over 50% of the vote.
Yeah,
Over
they got
1,000
51.
votes.
Yeah, it was. I'm going to say it was something like 1,700 for John Roberts and about 700. It was close enough to 1,000 votes.
We had a by-election where I live because the sitting councillor decided to fuck off to Italy because he didn't actually want to stand in the first place. We had all outs a few years ago, and we had 3 Labour.
We had it in May, and I lost my seat thanks to boundary changes and 13% turnout increase.
Our local council in Basildon is making national news at the minute. It's fucking hilarious. The squabbling between our now mayor of Basildon.
Is it Sam Journey? Yes, that.
Yeah.
Oh.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Him and Gavin Callaghan are absolutely. It's banterific on the Facebook. So these two are supposed to be like professional, public figures, and it's just a pair of cunts. It's just like they're just like having it out of each other.
Tell us how you really feel.
I took great delight.
Speaks highly of you, Wayne.
Like, all you got to do is a cursory Google Basildon councillor, and all you'll get is just ream after ream of fucking absolute toxic bullshit.
Is it our equivalent of Man from Florida? Is that you can just add anything you want after it, and it makes sense?
Yeah,
I had to.
This scandal from fucking Dartford don't even get a fucking look in. These pair of fucking knackers are just constantly fucking digging each other out, and it's making national news. And it's like, lads, can we just get the fucking bins collected, fucking the streets swept, and everyone have a good time?
Graham, you got a civil war going on in Durham as well.
We do, yes. So one of the councillors fucked off and then said it was because of the tyranny against disabled people this week, because Refuck want to take all the pip away from everyone and then give it back to people if they sufficiently beg.
If they're sufficiently white enough.
And they beg. Yeah. And then this was responded to by Andrew Husband, who is our male model, former male model. His last business went bump, owing £1.5 million to his creditors and to the taxman. And he's now leading the council with Crafty Wank as his deputy. And he put out a thing saying, "Oh, you leaked all the secret things in our WhatsApp chat, and I hate you forever." But the upshot of which is there's now 10 fewer gobshites, refuckers in our council. 6 more. If we lose 6 more, they lose the majority.
Right,
so we won't be no more.
In my own defence, not all former male models. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, listen, Wayne, right? You sound like you're in a Guy Ritchie film. I've got some good news for you. The Guy Ritchie TV show, The Gentleman, right? With that fella out that thing, right? They're going to be casting for the new season, and apparently Meghan Markle's going to be in it. So you know what I mean? Get down there. Say, look, I'm the real deal. I'm the real. I am. You don't even have to act. Just be yourself.
Sorry, Graham. What does that mean?
What?
What the mix? What the mixed race
it means
girls
that
are
you
allowed to
look.
No, you sound
No,
like you're in a
it
Guy
means-
Ritchie movie.
No way.
Say,
It means
you-
that
you've got the
you look a lot
stereotypical, like,
more like the
governor.
Duchess of Sussex than,
Yes.
than Meghan does. That's
Yeah,
what
exactly.
I'm
Go,
saying.
just wander up on set. All right, Meghan.
Yeah,
How we
but then
doing?
you could be mates with the Sussexes,
All
right?
I'm the
And
Duchess
then
of Sussex.
we can just make up like charitable things, right? And they can give us some money towards the charitable things, like us going on holiday.
Yeah.
Right.
That'd be
So
fucking great.
basically, what you're saying is you want to send me in on a
Yes.
fucking infiltration thing.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
As the Duchess
I
of
want to
Sussex.
have Meghan and Harry on speed dial. So I say, hey, can you lend us a $5?
But like, so I'll befriend Hazard. Me and him
Yeah.
get on the old fucking marching powder.
Yeah. Okay.
Megs, right? Let's get some of your birds in here. Let's
Yeah.
go.
You see, you'll be perfect in a Guy Ritchie movie. And you're authentic,
I
unlike
already
Guy
think I'm
Ritchie,
an
who went to
extra
private
now.
school and puts on the Cockney accent. If you get
That's
Guy
right.
Ritchie
I,
away from the cameras, and he's like, "Oh dear, darling, what are you talking about?"
Try to get Guy
Oh,
Ritchie's head in the milk float door. Yeah. Be like, fucking hey, Daniel.
fucking gives a job.
This is like this is
a fucking
basically
job.
your audition tape, Wayne. We're going to send it over to him.
Right, yeah.
I say I'm recording.
This is my self-tape method acting bullshit.
Love it,
Meghan,
love it. Do it.
fucking hell.
Yeah. The Gentleman's not a particularly good TV series, but it'd be fun to have Meghan in it because I just love the way she winds up the gams. And I really hope that they've fortified themselves against the onslaught that is to come. Because, you know, the newspapers today were like, oh, you think you're going to get an easy ride? Think again, we're going to fuck you! And you're like, Jesus, calm down. Sorry,
Oh, mate, they're doubling down now. And I was talking in a group chat about this whole Windsor's coming back thing, and with what's happened, how the press are getting an absolute fucking coating of their handling of certain things this last week. They're not going to take it lightly. They're going to come in like fucking and go balls deep on them two. Right, absolutely. And Julia shit cunt Brewer, right? Yeah. Oh my god,
cunt.
by the way, seriously, if you can't fucking grow your hair properly, just get a fucking syrup. You absolute fucking cunt.
Hang on, are we talking about?
Of you.
Are we talking about Harry here, or are we talking about Julia Hartless-Brewer?
Oh no, she's the worst.
Have you seen?
Basically.
Sorry,
go on. Sorry.
She is the worst. She genuinely is like the worst human, I think.
Yeah.
There's quite a few contenders these days, but she's just fucking awful.
She literally was essentially just saying, it's his fault he's dead now.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like...
No, but she's trying to, like,
well, it's Anne Widdecombe's fault that she's dead. If she was nice, no one would have turned up with a hammer.
Yeah.
Her and Jeremy Kyle were trying to out-cunt each other. It's a beautiful fucking menagerie of shit. I fucking can't stand.
You know, Jeremy Kyle actually came when I was at Leconfield on a driving course. And he turned up. He was doing Jeremy Kyle's military driving school. And he stuck a microphone in my face. Went, mate, do me a favour and fuck off. He went, what? I went, you and your dog shit TV show, polluting my airwaves every morning. I fucking hate you. And
I think Jeremy Vine's been dropped as well. You know.
I don't mind Jeremy Vine.
Yeah, no, not
right.
Vine. No, the other one. What's his name? Yeah, I think it is. Someone who's been a bit of a twat about what happened to Jason Arday.
Jeremy Vine. He was supposed to be the announcer at the Carers UK conference, their awards, and he's been dropped from that because
steps down as Carers UK awards host. Yeah,
right.
After stoking hatred. Kimberly, thank you so much for the super chat, Kimberly. That's very kind of you. I love Kimberly because it looks like she's got lots of like kisses after her name. My super chat button isn't. Why isn't my super chat button working? Oh, for God's sake! I'll do it manually. Let me just crank up the animation.
Hang on a minute. Is Graham fishing for super chat?
No, I've been given a super chat, so I was just acknowledging it and saying thank you to Kimberly. XXXX.
Can everyone check their super chat?
It's like being in school. It's got loads of X's. I think they're blowing me kisses. And then we've got Ernie. Thank you very much. Stunt double in it, says Ernie. I don't know what you're referring to there. Do you reckon you could be the next James Bond, Wayne? I think you'll make a great James Bond.
No, if it's between me and Big Driss, I think Big Man's taking it.
No, I think he's too old. I think he's too old, mate. He's over the hill. He's over the
Hey,
hill and far away.
I think
We need-
He's halfway to fucking
sorry,
Mordor.
he's up there with he's just too sexy. Like, I can't stand people like him.
Yeah, fucking
Yeah.
sexy bastards. Grrr.
Yeah.
Is that why you hang out with me? Oh,
Yeah.
What do you say about councils? Is anyone else getting their council redrawn or abolished where they live?
sorry.
We're
What?
getting
Yeah,
our
this was
council's been completely. Our borough and county council have been scrapped, and Reform are losing the shit over it because they know that when it gets redrawn, they're going to lose half the councillors.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is something else that's been controversial in Essex, because Essex County Council, it's been redrawn, and this is why the local elections were meant to be postponed.
Yeah.
Because they were there was
Pointless.
5, I believe, different sort of like redrawing of the county lines, which sounds horrible.
Boundaries.
Yeah. So there was like a south, central, and a north. Then there was a west, central, and east, and they couldn't no one could define which one was the right one. So they was going to defer the local elections until they'd actually established which one was going to be the correct way to do it.
Motherfuckers.
And then Reform got hold of it.
Took the government to court.
This is Labour trying to sort of like defy the
will
democracy
of the people.
and all this bullshit.
The will of the
But
people.
no, hey, mate, it's a bunch of county councillors not knowing what their ass from their elbow, and you fucks are jumping on it and going, "Oh, look, Labour's fucking us over." It's like, no, it ain't. Bunch of infighting.
Yeah,
Bullshit.
exactly. Wayne, I have to interject because we have some good news. First of all, 2 bits of good news. One, Larry the cat is not dead. Okay, can I confirm that Larry the cat is alive and well? And Politics UK, whatever, put out this tweet earlier this evening. They've written earlier tonight. We posted that Larry the cat had died. We confirmed this is not the case. Our post was based on false information from a reliable source that had been hacked. Larry is still
Good.
alive and well.
So I've got 2
that's
cats
good
sat
to
outside
know.
of me. They're worried.
We don't know about
This
David
is what
Attenborough.
this
I
is
wake
what
up every
parents
morning
do when
shitting all about
when
David
your
Attenborough.
guinea pig dies, basically.
Yeah.
Right,
They've
no,
just gone,
Larry
Larry the
the
cat's
cat.
not dead. He's now ginger.
He's just gone to a farm.
Larry the
Anyway,
cat-
listen,
Larry the
hang on. Let me finish. So, Viper Scott, thank you very much for the £2 super chat, which means I'm here to announce that we can release not just any old Bim Feffy, but the Graham Bim Feffy that was designed by Mike. So here you go. 3, 2, 1. Bim Feffy! Yay! Bim Feffy, Graham Bim Feffy. There you go. Thank you very much to Viper Scott and everyone else who chipped in. Woo! Yay, yay, woo, yay.
You know when I'm in my truck on Monday to Friday, Graham, and you're
Sorry?
Bim Feffy.
Yep.
Go.
What?
I was in traffic the other day.
I'm so
and
sorry.
I had you on my Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Because you brighten my mornings up usually when I'm driving along somewhere.
Do I?
Usually on the
I mean, shit
Wow.
jokes.
usually
Your
on the
mornings must
M6.
be
I'm
really
usually going
dull.
somewhere. I'm trucking somewhere in the country and I've got Graham prattling on.
Yeah.
Anyway, I
that's
was
what I
in
do.
traffic and Bim Feffy went off, and the woman at the side of me, I thought she nearly shot herself.
What? What? Who shot herself? What happened?
This old woman was walking past. I had the windows down. I was in traffic.
And I went off on one about Nigel Farage.
No, Bim Feffy went off.
Oh, Bim Feffy went off.
What the fuck was that? I went, oh, it's just my mate announcing he's got 5 super chats.
Yes, I need to have like pop-ups for everything. I really want to do one, and I always forget. I always think of doing this while I'm doing a show, and then afterwards I completely forget. I want a little pop-up of Liz Truss, and she pops up and goes, "Pork markets," and then goes back down again, just to randomly throw into the show. And maybe if someone gave me a super chat that was sufficient
You know
enough, I
what you
would
could do,
release the pork
You
markets.
could do it where like you could have like a Liz Truss for £2 and like a David
Yeah.
Cameron for a
Yeah. And you build up.
Only for like £500 for a
Yeah.
Farage, you know.
It'll be like the porcelain
Yeah.
piggy banks that you used to get from NatWest. You know,
Yeah,
start with a little
Farage-
baby pig and
Farage-
it goes up to bank manager pig.
Farage
Yeah.
doesn't get out of bed for less than 5 million. You know that, Gareth.
What you need is gift for his Ferraris and
Yeah.
I'm sure it was for personal security.
Personal security.
Well, no, it was a
Do
gift
you
for
know
Brexit.
what? Should we do a whip round and get him to do a cameo to shout out Graham? That'd be
No.
fucking hilarious.
No.
Well, he's
I
already
would
done it for.
rather die.
He's already done it for Ian Watkins and the IRA. So
I got
Wow.
thanked. I got
Don't
thanked
forget-
by Priti
Don't forget
Patel.
Hugh Janus. Don't forget he did one for Hugh Janus.
He did. I got thanked by Priti Patel.
I didn't see the
for
Hugh
going
Janus
to
one.
Ukraine and picking up
Ukraine.
refugees. And I said at the time it was a bit like getting an Olympic medal off Hitler. They didn't like me saying that on LBC. I think that's the last time I talked to your mate James, Jim Bob. He doesn't like me much anymore, Wayne. You know, he's blocked me on Blue Sky.
You did come up in conversation. We went to the football the other week.
Yeah, he said, "Why'd you block Graham, you cunt?" Did you say that? Did you punch him in the bollocks? That's what you should have done.
Well, no, it was buying me a pint at the time, so I couldn't really say so much.
Get the pint off him and then punch him in the bollocks. Anyway, what did he say? Did he say, "I'm never talking to him again"? Because he asked a permanent question about NDAs and Sangeeta Meister.
No, I did actually bring up the fact that you're still bitter about the fact that you didn't get a Ray Liotta.
A Ray Liotta, yeah. Yeah, I am still bitter because it's not just you, right? It's also Kieran the van driver. He's had one. And our mate from Canada, he's had one as well. Our mate who's a lawyer in Canada, he's had a Ray Liotta. In fact, I know quite a few people who have had Ray Liottas. And when I called in for the how long would it take to get around the world without flying, I didn't get a Ray Liotta. And I'm like, but I'm the first person to do.
Yeah. But you didn't plug your book at the time, so.
I did once.
Professor Howe hasn't even got a Ray Liotta.
Joe, just to change subject a bit about my book. I was talking to Catherine yesterday. There's the Trumpton Project, the second greatest book in the world.
Oh, that's a good book.
Oh shit!
Sorry, I woke up.
Oh bollocks!
Oh man!
Oh, I hate it when that happens. Hang on one second.
Wake up on it.
Okay.
Hey, just as a heads up before you start your book plug, if we're in the book plug phase of the podcast, I've just started work on this year's Trumpton Project book.
Mike, you look like you're about to pull one out your ass.
Anyway, I was saying to Kat, the problem is I had
that would be very hard.
I had this idea for 3 books: Man of the World, Top of the World, and End of the World, and they're each going to have me playing a board game to other people, maybe women, maybe not be women, and they would change where I was each time. So the first one is just somewhere, and then the second one I'm on top of a mountain, top of the world, and the last one, End of the World, we're playing it on a raft going off the waterfall at the edge of the world, right? And it was pointed out to me, I can't do that now because I took this picture over a decade ago. I look too fucking old now. I've got grey hair. Do you know what I mean? I got my fucking wrinkles and shit. And so I'm going to have to change the front cover of this book and then make the others kind of fit in with the new look to it.
This is like your Anakin Skywalker moment, isn't it? We've got to do the re-edit for the prequel.
Yeah, a waterfall on the edge of the world. It's called End of the World because it's.
So does that mean you're a flat earther?
Yes. I've been to every country in the world, and I can confirm the world is definitely flat. Because it's that I didn't even change time zones anywhere I went, and you know the planes going over the Pacific, they just reset. You know, like in Pac-Man. You know, you go off the right-hand side of the screen in Pac-Man, you come on the left-hand. That's how the world works, Wayne.
I'm just guessing, Graham, that this is why you didn't get the Ray Liotta. This is what you rang in.
It is a fun fact. Because he travelled between America and Japan quite frequently for wrestling duties, Hulk Hogan thought that he wrestled 366 days a year because of the time zones. He was that confused.
That is very confusing, though.
It is Hulk Hogan, sir.
I was in American Samoa, and Samoa at the week after Samoa skipped across the international date line, so it was on the same side as New Zealand and Australia, and American Samoa was staying on the same side as America, and this meant that I had 2 Sundays and no Tuesday.
So you're older than you look.
Yeah,
isn't it Graham, isn't it the Diomede Islands where Greater Diomede and Little Diomede are either side of the international date line?
Something like that, aren't they? Between Alaska and
Russia.
Alaska and Russia, yeah, I think so. And the argument.
Greater Diomedes. I remember when Michael Palin did his round the Pacific Rim. And he's like, yeah, over there it's already tomorrow.
Yeah. I loved it when he did
his rim.
I mean, the rim. That was great.
It's like I called Spanish time stupid Spanish time because basically Franco decided that he wanted their time zone to be the same as Germany.
Have I shown you my copy of Sahara?
They're in a longitude with us. They should be on the same time zone as us.
Graham, I've got them all. I've got every book he's done.
Is it signed by Michael Palin?
Yeah, I still don't get.
You beat me on that one.
From
I still
one
don't get
explorer to another.
Central European time. Central European
by some
time.
bloke called Graham Hughes.
What?
Central European time is an hour ahead of us, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but that means like Western France is an hour ahead. Yeah. So is like Eastern Germany.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
It's not that big. It's not that big. No, the China makes no sense. It's all one time zone, even though it's fucking massive.
Is
That
it?
makes no sense.
None of it,
You
none of it
basically
makes any
grab-
sense,
grab
except for
ferry
the
Cali.
fact that everybody
being Germany,
references
mate,
their
Ollie.
time against the English. So
What is that?
we,
That's the
Oh, yeah,
most
but yeah, but
important
that's 'cause
thing.
we got-
We
that's
are the
'cause we
center
got-
of the universe.
That's because we got
Yeah.
Greenwich Mean Time. Fucking yes.
Hey, don't forget there was Sandringham time because Edward the one that abdicated, he set the clocks half an hour difference.
Edward the
Sandringham,
Eighth.
that's the one. He set all the clocks of Sandringham
The
half an
Nazi.
hour forward too.
He was a
So,
swat.
yeah, the Nazi. Yeah, he was
Well,
a
they
bit
wanted
of
it to be Paris, didn't they? But then they realised that the acronym would be PMT, and they thought better of it. That's what I heard anyway. But yeah,
Yeah. I'll just say that
This
was
turned into some sort of 70s variety show now.
yeah. I just think it's funny that India didn't want to be in the same time zone as Pakistan, so they said we're going to be 5.5 hours ahead of GMT instead of 5 hours. And then in Nepal didn't want to be in the same time zone as India, so they're 5 hours and 45 minutes ahead of GMT.
That's just taking a piss.
Afghanistan 3.5 hours ahead of GMT.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I think
Amazing how trivially we fucked the world up.
Yeah,
I think
massively.
now, just out of spite, I think Yorkshire should have a different time zone than the rest of England.
I think it should. I think it should be stuck in the 19th
I was
century.
going to say
which is great.
at least 60 years behind us, basically.
Well, to
When
be
there was
fair,
trouble at Mill.
we have now got running water.
Well, we've got
Yeah.
no toilets.
But do you still have to go down the cobbled street to get your fucking loaf of Hovis?
Yeah.
Wayne, don't get me
Hovis?
started. My local
Hovis?
council
What's
just sold
Hovis?
the high street.
We'll introduce you to Warburtons.
Do you know what? Actually, I found out the other day.
I'm still talking to a candlestick
devastating.
maker.
I always
We've
thought.
just actually had-
I
we've
always
had our
thought
big
Greenall Whitley land was in Yorkshire for some reason, but it's not. It was in Lancashire. It was in St Helens, I think. St Helens. That was Greenall Whitley land. If anyone who remembers the song, do you remember the song? No, just me. Okay.
No.
Gareth does.
I know.
You young whippersnappers don't know.
I know Ilkley more about that.
Inclimore.
Mike,
Thump.
Mike, I think they're talking Northern. I think they're
Oh,
talking
God,
Northern.
right. Okay. Sorry, I thought something was wrong with the connection.
What was?
All I could hear was E by fucking E by E.
E by gum. I've got to whip it,
Was
you know.
Greenall Whitley land only ever shown in the Granada area of the telecommunications thing? Does no one know what we're talking
Yes.
about, Gareth? It's just us.
Yeah, because
just
ITV
us.
was an internal market.
Where the beer
and
is
everything
cold
they could
and the
sell
hearts are
was
warm.
Coronation
When
Street.
you get to look up when the barmaid bends over, you look at her ass. You know, it was the 80s. That's what happened. That's actually part of the
Mike, do you
song.
remember LWT?
Yeah, proper telly. Yeah.
Proper
One
telly.
Angry Pagan is demanding that we're all northern because One Angry Pagan's down in Devon in the Devonian
Well,
era.
Everything's north.
I'm-
Everything's north to him.
Angry, I'm getting closer, you know. I reckon I'm pretty far south now. As far as south
Well,
as
you have to
other.
remember Yes,
Hey, do you think we should put
a
a line of dynamite along that dog leg of the UK and just blow it up and just push you out to sea?
That seems a bit extreme, Wayne.
I was going to say,
Wayne always comes up with a violent solution to every problem when there
It's
isn't
not-
even a
it's
problem.
He is in a Guy Ritchie film.
It's a practical solution.
I've never been to Cornwall. I would like to go down to Devon and Cornwall sometime in my life.
Cool.
I mean, surely if you're going to destroy something and cut it off from the rest of any country or the
Essex.
world, you do that to Florida.
Basildon.
You just do it to
Essex.
Florida.
It does hang off like a malformed cock, doesn't it?
No, I will give you Canvey Island, but do not fucking
No.
like.
What have
defame
Essex
all of
ever done for us, eh?
Why not just Canary Wharf? Fuck
All
it.
you do is vote for racists and
Right, look,
eat
we
jelly
gave
deals.
you Depeche Mode, we gave you
Shite.
Alison Moyet,
Shite.
Scott from Five,
Shite.
and Brian Bellow from Big Brother.
Shite.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm just
I
going to
said Alison
say
Moyet, I'll let her off. I like her.
I'm just
And
gonna
Depeche Mode were
say-
quite good in the first album when Vince Clarke was part of the
Yorkshire
so-
gave you Sean Bean and Patrick Stewart.
who have
Right,
both
Sean
died
Bean-
so many times in
Bean
films, it's
dies
ridiculous.
in every fucking film.
So does Patrick Stewart. So Patrick Stewart has died
This
as
is
Professor
basically-
X in about 6 different films now.
Yeah,
gonna
but
say-
he's a multiverse fucking superstar.
I know, but
I'm
he can
just
see
saying
the
we
future. And
Rapidly
he can't see it.
turning into the Englishman sketch, guys.
Yeah.
Right, this
Well,
is-
I'm just going to say Lancashire gave you the Beatles,
That's it.
New Order,
We don't need anything after that.
Joy Division.
What's that?
We gave you the
Alive.
Beatles.
they're all
Frankie Goes
flavours
to
of
Hollywood.
fizzy
OMD.
pop. In,
Are we talking
in
about
Lancashire,
Liverpool, yeah?
apparently.
No, Lancashire, because that includes
Lancashire,
that includes Manchester as well.
Yeah.
The Smiths.
I was just going to say, if we're talking about Liverpool,
Happy Mondays.
they did give us
Black
like
Happy
theft.
Monday.
What?
Spiral carpet.
What?
Uh-oh.
Says
Uh-oh.
Chris Ray. Theft. I'll have you know.
Uh-oh.
Hang on. Was James Cook from Yorkshire? Or is he a Durham lad?
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Graham's going to get on his soapbox now.
Well, no, he's arguably from Yorkshire, but I think they're
Yeah.
nowadays Humberside, isn't it?
Oh, okay. Yeah, but it was
Homicide doesn't
historic
exist anymore.
Yorkshire, wasn't it? It was Yorkshire lads went around the world stealing everything from everyone else's country.
Well,
Turned up in
that
Hawaii.
was the British way at the time.
They waved and they said, "Come back, and we'll kill you." And he didn't hear
I
that.
love
"We
the
will
fact-
Have
kill
you
bit."
seen the
He went back
Have you
to
seen
Hawaii
the
and-
British Museum?
I was.
That's the biggest collection of theft in the world.
Well, I've been talking
My
about this. We
grand-
should be renting it out. Sorry, Mike.
My grandson's coming to visit this weekend, and he was
Yay.
down two weekends ago, and he decided he was a pirate. He turned up here dressed as a Celtic warrior because he'd been in northern France on holiday, and then he
nice.
became a pirate while he was here. He remains a pirate at the moment, or I hope so, because I just bought him some pirate stuff. But I was researching the area because, like, I live near Portsmouth and Chichester. And I thought, well, there's got to be lots of pirates lived around here, basically. But it turns out that it was all smugglers. So one of the most expensive villages on the south coast, Bosham Key, was actually a smuggler's den. And the local lord had rounded up 8 of them and had them hung just outside the village, basically, because they killed somebody from the Admiralty.
Oh dear.
But we had no decent
Mike.
pirates. None of them were
Mike, do you know why
privateers at all.
pirates are called pirates?
Because they just are.
Go on.
Yeah, they are.
Hey, Wayne.
You see, I was
I'll
trying to
get
be.
me
I was
go.
just doing a little bit of a deep dive into West
I'll
Sussex.
Oh
history.
no!
Wayne.
And now
Wayne. What's a pirate's favourite letter?
it's like
No, you might think it'd be R, but it's actually the C.
Oh God!
boy, I bother.
I haven't been
Dad
drinking.
joke worms,
You
I'm
didn't warn
sorry.
me I needed to drink.
Yeah, that's a Friday night social. You've got to drink. That's the rule.
I'm not wondering.
You what, Gareth?
To be fair, Wayne's just doing the regular southern thing of just drink and drive.
Typical Essex. What does an Essex girl use as protection when she's having sex? A bush shelter. Yeah, Chris liked that one. What do you think of that, Wayne?
Again, Graham.
What?
Distance is your friend.
Is it? It's not, mate. It's the tyranny of distance. That's what I say. Otherwise, we could all be in the same room together and having it out, getting at it, wrestling like the men we are.
We've got the chat going now anyway. They're running through jokes.
Yes, and that's what we're going to say today.
Yorkshire
If
jokes.
anyone wants to throw shit jokes into the chat, you are very welcome to do so.
Yeah, best dad jokes. Let's go. Best dad jokes. in
Best
the chat.
dad jokes.
Actually, I've got a dad joke.
Go on.
You know, like Trump's president in America, he's got his own like protection detail. When it was Biden, we got in trouble. He said, "Mr. President, get down, get down." Now they go, "Donald, duck."
Oh
Do
Jesus!
they
Graham,
really?
have you got a
Or-
tumbleweed button?
Talking to Jesus. No wonder he hasn't come back because there might be shit jokes. And he's like, "Oh, fuck that shit." How do you know if an Essex girl had an orgasm? She drops her nail file. I thought it was she drops her chips. But there you go. I can have that one.
That was a local girl, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Essex
Are
girls,
there
we
any
go
jokes
with
about Essex men, though? Because they're quite easy as well, aren't they?
Somebody else has just put she drops a kebab.
Dropped a
Essex
kebab.
girl.
That's the one I heard. Kebab. Wayne, are Essex men quite easy as well? Do they have a reputation for being,
If
loose?
I'm anything to go by, yeah.
Have you
Yeah,
met Wayne?
thought so.
By the way, This
Wayne's
is
ready
Wayne.
to go
He's
right
from
now.
Essex. It's like,
I'm nursing a chubby as we speak.
oh God! Oh God!
Can we refer to them as plus size models now, mate? You don't call them chubbies.
Wow.
Oh, sorry, you were talking about your cock. Oh my god, what the hell? Right. Anyway, moving on. Can we talk about the news?
There it is.
Yeah.
You can hear the cogs turning.
Oh, man. So what are we going to talk about? The wheels are coming off reform. which is nice. They're losing seats and fighting them like each other with like cat and dog. Where the hell is Nigel? Where's Nigel Farage? I haven't seen him all week. He's been away.
He's still hiding from the press. He's been hiding from the press for months now because the question about his backhanders are always going to come.
Yeah, and he hates it. He's trying to find a way of wiggling out of it, I think.
He's beaten the establishment. He's now in Clacton helping the residents with their, individual problems about walls and fences being in the wrong place. The man's a hard-working.
I do wonder if Nigel's ever actually spoken to a genuine resident.
I doubt it.
Because all the videos are always like, they always got found out. It's like the uncle of a fucking current reform councillor or the auntie of one of Nigel's rent boys.
I love the fact that Femi found the only cogent and decent person in Clacton and did a really, really good interview with him. And what did he call him? Nigel Mirage.
Nigel Mirage, I saw that. That was excellent.
That guy was an absolute legend. I was like, fucking hell. They found him. They literally found him.
27% of the people who voted in that by-election voted for Count Binface.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
And in the private eye this week, they've got the number crunching on the first page, and it's got 25%. That's Refux average vote in the May elections, saying that Nigel Farage says it's the only true natural party that's competitive anywhere. And Count Binface got 2% more than that.
My mate Scott did the merch for Count Binface, and he got told off because he weren't allowed to put a vote yes and a tick on the t-shirts. He had to recall all the orders that he put out.
Oh shit!
Because
considering there wasn't much of a campaign, I mean, I think he did rather well. And if they're not going to do it, but if Labour and the Lib Dems and the Greens and the Tories got together and put a Tory candidate in, like the Proddy Vicar, get him back in from Bread. He might beat Farage in the next by-election.
That probably would is the best option if the parties actually want to do it.
It pains me to say it, and I feel like I need a powerful urge to go and repent my sins for saying this. But if I lived in Clacton, I'd vote Conservative just to get the cons out.
So would I.
And I hate the fucking Tories.
Vote for the Proddy Vicar.
Well, I mean, my last now ex-Tory MP was Dave Berry, who's now reformed. So, I mean,
if you lived in Clacton, you'd just walk into the sea at low tide and just
keep walking forever. But Wayne, you've had to vote Conservative against your will in the past, haven't you?
No, again,
no, it wasn't against your will. Oh, well, that says a lot.
Right, hang on. Look, again, I'm
going to. It's just like, I fucking voted Tory because I fucking wanted the cants.
Fucking wanted him.
My local councillor,
Tory,
Craig Rimmer, actually got shit done on
Rimmer?
the local level. He got
I barely know her.
Right, and I got absolutely no fucking feedback from any other party apart from him coming around, knocking on the door, putting leaflets through, engaging. Everyone else just thought, it's a foregone conclusion. I ain't going to bother.
To be fair,
the feedback I just got for that joke.
And I say this every single time that
is this on?
Everyone underestimates the power of knocking on the door. I mean, I've been out canvassing so many times, and I've been out canvassing with MPs.
Knocking down doors. What?
And when somebody meets them, they suddenly go, "Oh, I've changed my mind. I really like that party." And
the reality
is, in a lot of ways, it's ridiculous in a lot of ways.
Having been a councillor.
In 2019, when Labour were really unpopular, our leader of the council, I was Labour member at the time, we were facing a real fight for us to keep a seat, and we were door knocking till literally 3 minutes to 10. We dragged people to the polling station, and we won by 38 votes.
I'm not sure you can do that.
Not literally down in a headlock. It was like,
you're right. Metaphorically, you metaphorically dragged them.
I've got a feeling Burnham has got a grip on this as well, because I think they're putting a team together to do this. But in Worthing, for example, which was a Tory seat,
drag people to the station, to polling station.
Yeah, you do that. You do make people go to the polling
do that,
station.
don't you?
No, you can't.
Mike, did you rock up with your shepherd's crook and just start fucking nicking people
No, but
down
you
at the
give
fucking
them-
polling station?
It's perfectly legitimate to offer people lifts. That's a genuinely legitimate form of canvassing. But my point is, in Worthing, they won. They beat a Tory, and then they won the council in a very, very Tory area. Like, it had never been anything other than Tory in its entire existence. But what they did was continue to door knock every week throughout the whole period of the council for the last 4 years, and they completely bucked the trend at the last council elections and got more seats rather than less when Labour were losing seats hand over fist.
The reality is
purely because they did the work on the ground.
If you're visible,
Farage's vote held up in Clacton because they sent everybody from Reform to go and knock on doors. And they can't do that in all the other seats. They haven't.
Mike, is Worthing BN 11?
Yeah. No. Yeah, it should be. That seems a bit low for Worthing.
Sorry, Chris, what were you going to say?
I was saying, I'm just agreeing. It's like having been elected twice and just the natural bloody 13% increase screwed me over. But if you're visible and you keep getting seen, that's the way. I lost by 62 votes, but it would have 3 Lib Dem ward and all ups ward boundary changes, but I still managed to get 200 more votes than the other closest Lib Dem because I'm just more visible. And the reality is I'm still more visible now because I'm still present.
It's one of the things I've been thinking recently, Chris, is that the Reform council stories that we all love, all these infighting and councillors fighting with each other. I don't think at a local level many people are even aware. They probably wouldn't even be aware of who their councillor is, particularly when they're a Reform councillor, because they're doing fuck all for them, basically.
They're only aware and this is the art of, and it is the art of, it's got to be more than social media. It's the art of just doing a leaflet. You've got to get a leaflet through the door and tell people that they're fucking up. In Barnsley, you've currently got they've taken away £100 grants, vouchers for school uniforms, which were offered, which were going to run for another year under the crisis.
We have done that.
Yeah, it was.
They're doing it here as well.
Yeah, under the Crisis Resilience Fund, which the government now sends through, you can still give it to groups. What Reform have done, in reality, I'm saying Reform have done it. They're getting the blame, but the actual fact is, Reform are so thickened they don't know what they're doing that the council officers are telling them and giving them something, and they're not. The officers aren't actually telling the truth because the document said, "Oh, you can't give any money from the Crisis Resilience Fund to a group," where specifically the government website says you can. And anyway, so there's £100 cost of living grants to pensioners who are also on other benefits, which have now been taken away from those pensioners. And they've just got to now jump through hoops to get them. And, this is the shit where I'm designing a leaflet, and that's what's going on my leaflet, saying, these bastards have taken away from kids and pensioners. Remember when under winter fuel allowance, Reform kept saying Labour have declared war on pensioners? I think Reform's just declared war on pensioners.
Yeah.
That's the line I've literally wrote down.
Gentlemen, I've got to go because I've got to load my van full of bovine extract. So
gentlemen,
everyone,
where are these gentlemen of which you speak?
Everyone in chat, could you just please give us a like on the way out so we can just boost this video and get it out to more people? And if you fancy giving a super chat to Graham, make sure that you give me half the fucking money.
Wayne's World, party time, excellent. Thank you very much, Waymaker.
I've actually got to go.
Go make some more Waynes. Go make some Waynes.
I've already done that. I've got two is bad enough. You don't want any more Waynes in this world.
Excellent. Right, take care, mate.
I've been told off by the wife.
Okay, do you have to get going as well, Gareth, or
no?
Just have to stop swearing. Okay, cool.
No,
can we get a bit more light? Can we get a bit more light on you?
Thank you. Fuck you. Bye.
Bye.
Cheers, Wayne.
Mike, are you all right?
Guys, I'm going to have to drop out, unfortunately, because Sitting down is not good for me. So.
Okay, fair enough, mate.
Love you all.
I love you.
Really interesting
nice.
talking to you guys about prisons. Less interesting
welcome.
talking about pirate jokes, but that's at least I've got some pirate jokes that will appeal to a 4-year-old.
Yes.
At the weekend,
Very
because
funny.
they'll laugh
pirate
at anything.
jokes. What's a pirate's favourite football club? Arsenal.
He's got to be Arsenal.
I'll leave you with that. Happy night,
On
nurse.
that note,
Thanks a lot, Mike.
Love
Thanks for
you
coming
all.
on. Sweet dreams.
Love you,
Bye.
watchers.
Love you. Bye.
See you later.
We got a couple of super chats come in from Viper Scott. £2 super chat. Okay. I will start to get Diz's fix sorted. So thank you very much for that. And also DTK 37-1 has said, bye Wayne. Bye Wayne. Not hi Wayne. Hey Wayne. Hey Wayne. By Constable. That was a different thing. So thank you very much, you two. How long have we got you two around for, Gareth and Chris? Are you going to be able to stick around?
About another
20 minutes
Yeah,
or so?
about 20 minutes. So, no.
Yeah. Should we wrap it
I've
up
got-
at half past? Is that
So,
all right?
yeah, because I've
that's
got
fine.
cats to feed as well.
Oh, okay. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
I've got to
Don't let
get
the cats die.
me marshalling gear ready for tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. What were you doing? What are you marshalling tomorrow?
The US Auto Show at Alton Park.
Ooh, my brother might be there. I don't know. He does some marshalling. So if you see someone who looks like a fatter version of me, it might be him.
All right.
All
I'll
right.
give him your regards. We'll see him.
Sorry if you're watching this, Mum. That wasn't a very nice thing to say about me brother, but hey, I'm gonna get shit for that tomorrow.
No, I was gonna say earlier on, Reform actually knocked on my door the other day. And I
I'm
just
so
went,
sorry.
Oh no, they went, "Can we interest you?" I went, "No."
No.
They went, "Yeah," but I said, "Tell you what, I wouldn't vote for Nigel Farage, who was actually growing on my arse." And the woman went,
He is a polyp,
I went,
a human polyp.
"Bye bye,
Bye bye.
bye bye,
Bye bye. Bye bye.
bye."
Hey,
Go-
listen,
go
can we
away,
talk?
Don't come back
Can we talk about the human printer?
if you want.
Okay, Natalie Harp, the human printer. This is Trump's executive assistant that no one had heard of
Oh,
until
is
this week because
Oh, is
John
this the one that's
Ossoff
like,
brought her up, and apparently she hides in the boot of his car and she prints things out for him because he doesn't like looking at screens because he can't read, and she reads them out. So she prints them out and then she reads them out. And apparently, and this is true, right? Her job is, part of her job, she prints out memes, right? And then she gives them to Trump and he puts a tick on them if she can post them. So you know when he posts like fucked up memes of him like as a bodybuilder and shit? It's actually Natalie Harp who's posting it. She's 35 years old. She looks the spit of his daughter. So you know he's probably knobbing her. And it is just horrific. She's got mad security clearance to hang out. And they reckon that she's a little bit misery, you know, a little bit I'm your biggest fan. Aren't I? And I think there is a good chance, and clip this bit for future reference, I think that if Trump does come to an early than natural demise, it might be because he slighted her in some way and she goes fucking bananas. Because I don't think she's all there, lads. I don't think she's all there.
he's had some absolute Fruit Loops as press secretaries, though, hasn't he?
Yes. Well, his current Fruit Loop has just resigned, hasn't she? Caroline Levitt.
Because she made him go on the decoy plane or the real plane or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was hiding in a catering truck, because that's what presidents do. You're commander in chief of the biggest army in the world, well, biggest military in the world, and you have to hide in a catering truck.
Well,
says a lot about America.
Along with Harry and Meghan making a comeback, do you know who else has made a comeback this week? Yes, that's right, Melania Trump, who Trump bought off the world's most famous paedophile when she was too old, and she's putting a reappearance now, and she won't be in the same room as Natalie Harp. So if she's in the room, then Natalie Harp can't be. A bit like, you know, in Fight Club when Brad Pitt and the narrator couldn't be in the same room together. Edward Norton. Jack.
Because they were the same person.
Jack the narrator. I know his name's not actually given in the film, but it's Jack. Anyway, yes, so Natalie Kathy Bates says DTK. Yes, a brave Sir Robin robbing off in a food truck is more damaging than him being shot at. Yeah. Well, I don't know. What would it take for the people who really love Trump to stop loving him? I don't think there's anything he can do to them.
No, there's no hope because they're just that
No.
demented.
Trump
They're
could
that
quite
demented.
literally kill a baby in the street, and they'd
Could shit
still
in their
just
mouths, and
they,
they'd be like, "More."
they would literally just say that baby deserved it.
Yeah, might have grown up to be Hitler. You never know.
I hate to. I actually liken it in a way. Those who like, sycophant over Farage and Trump, they're that far to the right. They remind me of those who like sycophanted over Corbyn, who were that far to the left.
Yeah,
They're not that different from each other.
No. It's
I mean,
obsessive and aggressive, and it's like, if you don't love this person, you are the devil and must be
I think I'm going
exiled.
to say something that's going to offend people on the left here, but I look at the far right, and then I look at the far right of Reform/Restore, and then I look at the far left, which has currently infected the Greens, and they are the same.
I don't disagree with you.
They're the same coin.
yeah.
They're just the two sides of the same coin.
Well, Chris, politics realistically goes like that. It's like a horseshoe.
That's like
And
a
if you're
circle.
on the extremes of that, horseshoe, you're not that ideologically different.
I don't
living
even
in a
think it's
fascist
that. I
state
think
wasn't
it's
very
I
different
think
to
it's
living in
that
a
snake
communist
that's
state.
eating itself. I think
Well,
it's
I mean, it's
literally
like-
the snake eating itself.
Yeah.
You look at Hitler and Stalin; they were not that different from each other.
Sarah says, Graham, predicting Trump will die of a heart attack instead of that's very good. I like that. Thank you. You know I'm a lover of puns. Lover of a nice pun, nice firm pun. But yeah. I mean, this is the thing, that Trump's people are not voters in the normal sense. They are a cult.
No.
And he feeds them. He gives them exactly what they want. They have a feeling of superiority over black people, brown people, trans people, gay people, people who aren't Christian, people who are Christian but the wrong flavor of Christian, etc. He gives them the sense of superiority that they crave, and he gives it to them because he's.
I had an absolute arsehole refucker from town near me. She goes, I want our Christian country back. I said, which of the 64 branches of Christianity do you actually want then? You what? I went,
the one that
you
allows
want
our
our
king to marry his mistress.
I said, the one, you want our Christian country back. I said, which branch you want? Do you want Catholicism, Church of England, Methodism, Baptism? I just rattled them all off, and she's like, I went, don't argue with somebody's got 2-1 in theology.
Yeah. Can we just talk about H&M coming back, Harry and Meghan coming back? I'm going to have to
you were
set
on
this
about
up.
the shop then. H&M, I
yeah,
thought it was still on the
H&M.
high street.
That's what I would do if I was them. I'll do like a monogram for everything H&M, right? Because then everyone will think it was like a royal thing. H&M Sussexes, and they get in
just
trouble.
to piss off the ride, it needs to be M&H.
Yes, that would actually.
Yeah.
But I think that I might start tabloid bingo for Meghan. And so if you're watching this, throw in any other tabloid bingo that you think we need. We need stories starting Meghan demands, ... Paris Fury at ... William incandescent ... Kate extends olive branch, and there's going to be, well, maybe not Kate, but there's going to be someone extending an olive branch. Insiders fear, insiders say, friends of William say,
a reliable source said,
a reliable source, and I think there's going to be something about what one of the kids does at school will come out, they had a sandwich or something, and that led to genocide. And if that happens, there will be a massive hoo-ha. They're my predictions.
I used to work with a guy who was actually on Harry's protection detail when he was at Eton.
Oh, cool.
And he had a panic button in his pocket, and he said, I could guarantee I knew what lesson he said I had a copy of his timetable anyway, but he said I could guarantee I knew when he was in a lesson he didn't like because he pressed his panic button.
Really?
Yeah.
Just to get out?
Just to get out of the lesson.
God, I wish I had a panic button. That'd be fucking great. Imagine getting out of tedious conversations with people and you just press the panic button and your Secret Service descend and put you in a car and drive you off really fast. And
See, I have a better option for that when I'm in tedious conversations. I just say I'm not bothered anymore.
Is that how you're going to sign off tonight in a few minutes? Yeah, I'm not bothered anymore. God.
And then
bloody wrong side of the pen comes.
My neighbour in Germany, he'd been Harry's instructor at Sandhurst. And he said when him and William were younger, their favourite hobby was throwing stones at the bull on your boots, where you bulge your boots up really shiny.
Yeah.
They throw stones at it, chipping the bull off, so you'd have to go and do it again. He said, I walked up some day one, I went,
Mr. Wales, do you remember me? And he went, no, colour sergeant. Goes, oh, I remember you, Mr. Wales, very, 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 very well. This is me and you're going to have so much fun over the next 12 months.
Did they have sex?
No, he just made him repeatedly pull his boots.
Oh, okay, fair enough. We've got a joke here. Why do elephants have big ears? Because Camilla wouldn't pay the ransom. So we seem to be having fun with our sound there.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, there's going to just be obsession now in the media, just like the Jason Arday's death didn't happen, and they're going to be going after Meghan for absolutely everything every day. I mean, they must have been popping off the champagne corks yesterday when it came out that they were coming back.
Well, it's a slow news day. The royal family is like easy game.
Oh no, he's gone.
Oh God.
Oh Jesus. Secret Service came and took him out. Sorry, Gareth. Come back, Gareth. If you're still there.
He was just about to give up some state secrets. He's back. He's back.
Dirt. He had some dirt. How you doing, guys?
Phone buddy just decided to drop out.
Blink twice if they're watching you.
Could you turn your phone 90 degrees again? Sorry, Gareth.
Yeah, give me a second.
It's just the way it comes up on our end. There you go. Beautiful.
Yeah,
Did you delete him with your sorceress powers, G? I would never delete a friend of mine. Wouldn't that be great?
No, just literally, me phone decided to play silly buggers.
Imagine if you had a magic keyboard, like a computer keyboard, not a musical keyboard, and you could literally just delete people. You could just delete Nigel Farage. And like all references to Nigel Farage, and no one even knows that he existed.
Well, I'm going to say I've not seen the deleting version, but I'm sure I've seen a film where you've got a magical controller and it lets you control people.
That sounds good.
Can we actually have a street party the day Farage pops it?
Do you have a what?
When he goes, I am fucking
I'm partying.
Yeah,
we've never mind a Friday night social. It's a Farage deaths.
I've got three big beautiful days that I'm really looking forward to: Trump's and Farage's and J.K. Rowling's. Because I think J.K. Rowling's has done so much damage to this nation, and Farage as well. I think Farage has done more damage to split this nation than anyone since Oliver Cromwell.
I mean,
we were actually. If you think about it, up until 2010, we were actually the world was a pretty harmonious place.
Yep. And then the rich freaked out because we were running out of oil and people were turning towards solar panels, and they freaked the fuck out and they decided, no, can't let these humans make their own decisions.
I mean, you get these idiots go, oh, Gordon Brown trashed the economy. Well, no, he didn't. And he actually got us out of a recession.
Yeah.
And under him, as Chancellor, the gap between rich and poor is the narrowest ever in history.
Yeah. And also, our economy doubled in size from around £1 trillion to £2 trillion in 10 years.
I mean, as much as I'm not a fan of Tony Blair over Iraq, but he did get 3.5 million kids out of poverty.
Yeah. And did improve education in this country massively.
Massively. And the Tories fucked it inside of 5 years.
I think I'm going to start feeling a bit dirty now to an extent, and not in a naughty way either. Shame. Yeah. No, I think that obviously it's a big difficulty in that. Yeah, Labour did have a good deal at the time. We had a massive. There were global growth due to the internet, just everything, the technology, everything were moving so forward. So Labour did have it easy, and then the super rich decided let's just gamble on subprime mortgages, and that fucked everything. So Labour had a raw deal with global financial crisis, and. You know what? Coming in after that, it wasn't going to be easy for the Tories. I'm not saying they made the right decisions, but we got fucked over by the banks.
The Tories and the Lib Dems, mate. Don't forget.
I was going to say,
yes, I remember.
You left a little bit out there, didn't you, Chris?
Better by the Lib Dems who sat there and nodded it through.
I was thinking about this week because the fuckers have been denying climate change again, and you had Richard Tice say, "Oh, we can grow some sparkling wine. We can grow sparkling wine. Enjoy the wildfires. We can grow some sparkling wine." And I think this is really interesting. And he said there was somebody called in to, I think, James O'Brien's show or someone on LBC. It might not have been James O'Brien. It was a call in. And they were talking about this 1% thing. He said, we only make 1% of the world's emissions. I'm a teacher. You know, if a kid throws some litter on the floor, I go, well, it's only 1% of the litter in the school. So does it matter? Yeah. You tell them to pick it up. And that makes other people pick up their litter as well. Yeah. You know,
I would say it's called leading by example.
Exactly. But go on.
I'm going to have to now, just because I didn't get the chance before. Yes, it was a coalition, but we did do some good things, and I wasn't a Lib Dem back then.
Okay, right, so it wasn't your fault.
No, it wasn't my fault. I was actually Labour back then.
We don't hold you all to blame for it then, Chris. We'll let you have some of it.
I was Labour back then.
But there's a quote that's being attributed to J.R.R. Tolkien. He never actually wrote this, but it's evil cannot create anything new. It can only corrupt and ruin what good forces have invented or made. And I find that's so, and even though he didn't write that, he actually wrote, the shadow that bred them can only mock, it cannot make, not real new things of its own. So, like, you can only take things that is already working, already been created, and you fuck it up. And you look all around the world, when the right wing get in, all they do is fuck things up. And then the left get in, and they spend the next 10 years fixing things, and then the right get in and fuck it all up again.
Yep. That's pretty much damn. I mean, you think about it. We had Thatcher. Major was marginally better than Thatcher, and then Blair came in. We had a pretty decent run of things.
Yeah. Well, one of the richest countries in the world. I don't understand why we've never got any money for anything. You know, it's pathetic.
You look at America. I mean, so you've been there. I mean, you look at the state of. I couldn't believe that if you're sick in America, you've got to find someone to do your job.
Yeah.
You can't just say, "Oh, sorry, mate, I'm not coming in today. I feel a bit ill." Well, you've then got to find someone to take your place.
Yeah. And there's no maternity leave in America. It's only like America, Suriname, and Papua New Guinea or somewhere that don't have statutory maternity leave. Iran has statutory maternity leave. Somalia has statutory fucking maternity leave. I think it might be one of the 3 countries. So Saudi Arabia don't have. Saudi Arabia does have statutory maternity leave. They don't have it in the States. You have a baby, costs you $50,000, and then you got to be in work the next day. And the minimum wage hasn't gone up at all in years. Probably my entire lifetime, it's not gone up. Meanwhile, the cost
what gets me is the really deprived states like Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, places like that. They're all going to vote Republican. You're like,
absolutely.
You're real.
Yeah, because they're swamped and they don't want other people coming and ruining it.
Well, it's a bit like the town near me. I mean, it's piss poor, and they'll keep voting fucking Tory when they vote Reform.
Yeah.
You're like, are you? Do you like to be beat around that head repeatedly?
I think some of them have been kicked in the head by a horse, but that's another story. Hey, listen, we're only going for another sort of 10 minutes, so if you want to get another few super chats in before we leave, we can have some more confetti, and you can choose which confetti you want. You got a choice of 4. You can have the old-fashioned confetti. You can have Boba Fetti. You can have Binfetti, or you can have the special Graham Binfetti. So it's up to you. But if you want to drop some super chats in, we can do that before we say goodnight tonight. Yeah. So, is there anything we haven't covered? We're talking about Harry and Meghan coming home.
I'm just liking the chats. There's the current stuff in the chat where everybody's just like saying, you know, why the hell are the Yanks obsessed with the idea that people want to actually move there? And, you know, America, land of the free and home of the brave. Well, you might not be free and you've got to be brave enough to live there. And why not talk about America? The fact that why the fuck would you want to live there?
No,
to even travel there at the moment, you've got to hand over your bloody, you know, the land of free speech. The land of free speech, and you've got to, when you walk into that country, it's like, what's your Twitter? Have you ever said anything nasty about the orange rapist?
Yeah. Or has your girlfriend or boyfriend said something nasty about the orange rapist? And then they'll go, oh, your partner wrote this on Facebook 5 years ago. Oh, you can't come in. We're going to hold you for 23 hours.
Free speech.
Yeah, my brother calls him the tangerine turd swap.
Yeah, like it. I like Cheeto Benito. I like that. But he's just a really grim. He's a mafia boss. He's a mafia boss in charge.
He certainly was.
The same reason that people think, oh yeah, Scarface, he was great. He wasn't. He was a baddie. You know, they think that the guys out of Casino or Goodfellas were Goodfellas. Yeah. They weren't. They were horrible little fucking gangsters. Same people who think that Jordan Belfort from, I think his name, from Wolf of Wall Street was a good guy. He's not. He's a fucking evil twat who got away with it because he's so fucking rich. And they put him in a prison and he played tennis for a couple of years and then came out. So, it's the same sort of mentality. The same sort of people who in Colombia in the 1980s lionized fucking, what's his name there? Pablo Escobar, who was a gangster who blew up a fucking plane with kids on board to further his fucking drugs empire, but people and the Krays as well. Don't forget when the Krays were running around the East End, people were like, oh, I fucking love the Krays. They only kill their own and all this kind of shit. It's the same sort of mentality. That and people who like to serial killers in jail saying they want to marry them. Fucking nutters. Fucking nutters with an important part of their soul missing. I don't know. Viper Scott, thank you very much for the £2 super chat. Just one more, just to get it to go. Yes, thank you very much, Viper Scott. So we need 2 more super chats now. In the next 9 minutes before we have
somebody else just saying finish. And they project on the UK saying free speech is dead in the UK and you know
and here we are saying cunt every other word. It's great.
But have you ever noticed though with reform and with those fucking idiots in Momentum, it was always free speech as long as you agree with them.
Yes. Free speech without consequences as well for them.
I'm going to say, have you not noticed that the right? I'm getting confused because they're all the fucking same at times. In fact, it works for the left as well. Yes, the far left and far right. I'm centre left myself, but the far left and far right, they end up doing the fucking same because you've got people cancelling the fucking far right on everything. You just cancel them, which at times it's called consequence. And then the far right bitch and whine about this, and then the far right are going fucking cancelling people who disagree with them. You talk about fucking Anne Widdecombe, and fuck me, you lose everything.
Well, yeah, I mean, but if you could follow the same logic as Julia Hartles-Brewer, then it's Anne Widdecombe's own fault that she was murdered. Because if she'd been nicer, she wouldn't have been murdered.
Well, you've got it. Confetti.
Yeah, no, we've only got 4 out of 5. We've only got 4. We need one more. Go, Confetti says here tonight. Thank you very much for that. My button's not working. Why is my button not working? My button's not working. There you go. One more super chat and you can decide which kind of confetti. If you're the 5th person, you can decide which kind of confetti you want. So put that into the super chat and we will have some super chat fun before.
I mean, the thing is though, with reform, I can genuinely see, I think within the next 6 months, they're just going to be fighting each other. And it'll be it'll be an open civil war.
Nah, they're too lazy, mate. They're too fucking lazy. They're like us. We're too lazy to have a civil war. Imagine getting off your arse and having to fight with your neighbour. Fuck that shit. What if it's raining? I can't be arsed fighting with my neighbour when it's raining. Anyway, bollocks to refuck. Bollocks to reform. Fuck, there goes my pip. Says Sci-Fi Pulse now. So thank you very much for that. That is very kind of you, and that did trigger the confetti. So Sci-Fi Pulse now didn't say what kind of confetti Sci-Fi Pulse now wanted. So what do you guys want? Do you want Boba Fetty? Do you want confetti? Do you want bin face? What do you want?
It's a Boba Fetty.
Boba Fetty. Okay, let me find Boba Fett because my buttons aren't working. I normally just press this button here, and then it would happen. No, it's not happening. I'm just getting like a little.
Because I'm on Zoom, I'm not seeing any of this, so I'll.
No! So you can't even see the beauty that is the Boba Fett. I can't even see that. I don't think I have Boba Fetty set up. Hang on one sec. I'll just go and get it. I'll just go and steal it.
Technical issues,
people. Where are we? Copy of Boba Fetty. There you go.
Power of the hand.
Copy of Boba Fetty. What night is it? It's Friday night. Go for fighting. Oh no, that was Saturday night, wasn't it? Okay, here we go. And yay! There we go. Boba Fetty there for everyone. Thank you very much for everyone who's chipped into the super chat fund. There's some Boba Fetty. Hope they don't make another series of the Book of Boba Fett because it was fucking shite. Did anyone go see the Mandalorian movie?
No.
I mean, Star Wars in general has been a bit shite recently.
But Andor.
I've never, ever watched Star Wars.
See, I was a late person to it because I'm a Trekkie. If I'm going to pick between,
you can do both, you know.
I know you can. I have watched
like
the Wars of the Stars.
Both.
I have watched the Wars of the Stars. You know, I remember watching the prequel trilogy at the cinema when it came out and thinking, oh.
Yeah. Trade. Look, see, you're making Gareth fall asleep just talking about it, just mentioning the prequel trilogy. Trade disputes on the outer
Let's go
rim.
back to something that's good then. Star Trek: The Next Generation.
They were all about the trade disputes on the outer rim.
To be honest.
No, but I was going to say about Star Wars, Gareth. This would be a really interesting experiment, Gareth. If you've never seen any Star Wars, I want you to watch Andor. I want you to watch just the TV show Andor. It's only 2 seasons long. It's fucking brilliant, and it's got no Jedis in it, no wizards from beyond the stars, no magical fucking laser sword, none of that bollocks, none of this levitation lot, none of this fucking electricity from your fingers, no magic spells.
Not
right?
midichlorians. No midichlorians.
No midichlorians. No fucking sonic screwdrivers, stroke magic wands.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
It's just a bunch of people rising up against the galactic fucking fascist fucking state. It's really good.
To answer Jacqueline, I am a next gen Trekkie.
Ooh, Babylon 5. Yeah, I'm also into a bit of Babylon 5 as well because I'm a dirty bastard. You know what I mean? Like a bit of Trek, like a bit of wars.
Yes,
I'm not
Stargate.
into
Stargate. Yes, Stargate
Babylon
and Star Trek.
Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, I did like the Borg.
Oh yeah,
they're a pretty decent enemy in Star Trek.
Yeah, so they were robbed off the Cybermen from Doctor Who.
Battlestar Galactica is
and Data's evil twin brother Law was robbed off Knight Rider, where the AI car, had an evil twin brother called Car. Who was he would say things like, I am the prototype, you are an inferior production model, which is something that Law probably said to Data at one point.
Something similar. But the thing is, when it's Brent Spiner doing it, it comes across as amazing.
Do you know what the best thing in Star Trek Next Generation was? Q. It was fucking brilliant. I love Q. They just turn up and he was just an agent of fucking chaos.
John Delancey,
It's just brilliant. Anything that turned up, and then I'd poor old Worf dressed as Robin Hood. I am not a merry man. Oh, best line in the whole show. Loved it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think no, if you're talking James Bond, I could sit and talk for hours about that. I've watched every Bond film.
Do you think that James Bond is a Time Lord?
Do you know I actually had a role in making a James Bond film?
Okay.
Yeah. Die Another Day in 2003, Pierce Brosnan's last film. He at the start of the film, he gets traded across a bridge.
He does.
I built the bridge.
Oh wow! You went to North Korea and built a bridge.
It's actually an older shot.
Oh man! I've lost all faith in it now.
You've just ruined the film for us.
Well, I'm sunk into disbelief now, and now you'll be telling me that it was a different actor playing that North Korean guy who somehow became the world's fencing champion in a year and got knighted and was the Olympic fucking medalist in a year. In a year, he changed his appearance, got loads of money, got knighted by the Queen.
I think you're going to start telling me that dragons aren't real and Game of Thrones were made up.
What? Real?
If dragons aren't real, what did St. George do? Fuck all. That's what.
I think he had a wank.
Exactly.
Fucking a wanker. Fucking flag wanker.
Majority of that film's actually filmed in Aldershot, believe it or not.
Well, well done on building that bridge. So you can build bridges. That's really cool.
Well, I was an engineer, wasn't I?
We need more people like you, Gareth, who can build bridges instead of walls.
Can you bridge the divide between the right and the left?
Not a fucking chance. I'm a bridge builder, not a fucking magician.
Hey, Gareth, I want you to tell us now your favourite bridges, your 3 favourite bridges.
Oh, Sydney Harbour Bridge.
Nice. The coat hanger.
The Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Big suspension.
And the Mersey Gateway.
The new one?
Yeah, I like the Mersey Gateway.
Ooh, you like a bit of the old A-frame thing, whatever it's called.
You're not going for the Humber.
Do you know I went over the Humber Bridge when I was 4 days old?
Really?
Okay.
That's another name for the Barse or the Taint.
Oh, God.
Bosphorus. Because it separates the fishy delights of Hull from the shithole that is Grimsby.
But back then it was all Humberside, wasn't it?
Humberside.
The most hated county in Britain.
Was it? Most hated?
Yeah.
Why do people hate it?
Because the top half of Humberside wanted to be back as East Yorkshire.
Yeah,
they didn't like being lumped. They didn't want to be lumped.
They want to be ridden by Yorkshire. They wanted to be riding Yorkshire, baby. Oh yeah,
that's the one. Yeah,
that's the one.
So it's they used to vandalise. They used to vandalise and find. Used to spray over and write East Yorkshire on them and all sorts. So I had a friend from Hull, and he said it's Humberside. And he go, no, it's not. It's East Yorkshire.
That's pretty cool.
He He used to remind me every time it was not Humberside, it was East Yorkshire.
Well, you know the old Runcorn Bridge, or the Silver Jubilee Bridge, to give it its proper name, is going to be featured in the new Batman movie.
I did hear that.
Yeah, they were filming it the other day. The Batman. They filmed a bit in Liverpool, they filmed a bit up in Glasgow, and they filmed on the Silver.
You've got to pay to go.
Did Robert Pattinson again?
Yes.
Yeah, to be fair, he was decent.
But I don't like his face.
Well, yeah, but he's wearing
like
the
that
mask.
guy from the Mighty Boosh. I don't like his face. Yeah. And that's really shallow. And that beauty is more than skin deep. But I just don't like his face. Is that really mean? That's probably mean, isn't it? Sorry, Robert Pattinson, if you want.
And somebody just mentioned The Expanse as well. There's a game coming out in November. The irony being that I review video games as well. So
you review video games? Okay, before we go, top 3 video games, quick, go.
Final Fantasy VII, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and Total War 3 Kingdoms.
Wow. Okay, fair enough. Are they all Japanese RPGs?
No, Final Fantasy VII is a JRPG. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is a role-playing game. It's made by Warhorse Studios. It's only a couple of years old. In fact, that's only one of the... In 13 years of reviewing games, like nearly 400 games reviewed, I've only ever given three 10 out of 10s.
Right.
And that's one of them. No. Total War Warhammer. No, Total War 3 Kingdoms. It's a strategy game, and it's set in the Three Kingdoms era of ancient China, and I just love that period. So one's a JRPG, one's
Did it feel like that game was made for you? Because I felt that when I played Grim Fandango, the last of the great LucasArts games, the great LucasArts games. I felt that had just been made for me, special.
I'm going to say there are games like that. The last game I played, I reviewed. It came out a couple of days ago. The Sinking City 2. Yeah. That's made by a developer in Ukraine, and also listening. When they send out some stuff to the journalists or whatever you want to call the reviewer. They talk about the making of the game as well. They've given some blurb, and of a studio of just about 80-ish people, 17 of them, something like nearly 30 of them had been either served in the army or had links to it, or literally had their houses destroyed.
Wow.
So it was like 17 had served in the army or were serving currently, and 14 of them had their houses damaged/destroyed by Russians' attacks. And there's some, in fact, that's my end point on that.
Is it a good game? Is it a good game?
Yeah, The Sinking City 2, it's a survival horror game, and it's well worth playing.
Yeah, and obviously giving some money towards Ukraine is always a good thing. In this day and age, everyone's arguing about video games now in the chat. We had you arguing about Star Wars a minute ago, and now you're arguing about video games. This will go on all night, but we're going to have to end
Martin,
it there, gentlemen.
I'm talking about the original Final Fantasy VII, way back in 97.
How did they manage to make 7 Final Fantasy games by 1997? I mean, there wasn't time enough. Like, you used to put out things very quickly, didn't we? Like James Bond movies, and now you get 1 per decade or something. Everything seems to have slowed down to a crawl. It's painful. It's painful. Anyway,
it costs so much now.
Yeah. Well, we're not even up to Grand Theft Auto 6. So Grand Theft Auto 1 and 2 came out within a year of each other, and then there was the expansion pack for London, if you remember. Anyway, right. We're off. Okay, thanks very much for watching. Thank you very much to my co-hosts, Chris Ray and Gareth Trickett. Listen, I'll be back tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Well, probably half nine tomorrow, because it's still the summer holidays and the kids don't, sometimes I get up in the morning, ready to start the show, and there's a child in the bathroom. And it's against the law for me to chuck them out. There's all kinds of reasons that I might be a bit late. Might come down and try and have some breakfast, but there's a kid there, isn't there, in the way for me trying to have me breakfast. And anyway, so that's why I might be a bit late tomorrow. So
I'm going to put my review of Sinking City 2 in the chat.
Yes, I think you should. I think you should. Okay, so before we go, give us a like. Oh, my like button's not. Normally buttons are working. Do you know when your button's not working? God, the hardest button.
Give him a like.
Give us a like, you bastards. I don't even know if I've got me bloody animation. There it is. There's my animation. Give us a like if you haven't already given us a like tonight. And if you're not already subscribed to the show, to the channel, in fact, and hit the bell notification icon to let you know when we're going to go live this month. Obviously, it's all a bit up in the air because it's the summer holidays. Normal service will be resumed.
One more week.
After
One more week and Little Darlington going back.
Yeah, but then again, in the first week of September, I'm going back to Liverpool for a few days, so it still might be a bit fucked up. But whatever. You're used to it now, aren't you? Wonderful people who watch this stuff. So thank you very much for sticking with us through thick and thin.
Yeah,
and
right.
until next time, I'll say hello, good evening, or welcome, and goodbye.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Au revoir.